Hey, Marco, you ready for the totally awesome, coolest show ever?
Pete, I'm flying out in a couple days. Listen, these compression socks are killing me. I wore like the 2025, the 1520, the 3232, and then they tell you if you want more of these things, you're going to have to pay $20, $25 for overnight shipping. Are you out of your mind? But yeah, I'm ready to go, bro.
Socks.
Oh, the drama of socks, man. The
You
drama
opened the show with socks.
Look, man, I just got to let you know how I'm doing today. And I am telling you that the compression situation, us old people, some of us.
Are you worried about blood clots? Is that what this is?
Yeah, well, it's 13-hour straight flight to Japan. And I've got avascular necrosis in both hips. So I have to worry about the thing.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a legitimate concern, man. I'm glad you're taking. Your friends here might be making fun of you, but I'm glad you're making the healthy choices for you and your body.
Yeah, no, well, I mean,
that's how I
it's
feel.
Either that or die. Like, I mean, there are two options. Like, okay, cool.
I think you made the right one.
Yeah,
I think the right choice. How many pairs of shoes you go through a con?
How many at a con? I go through about. It depends. I moved to Hoka, so now I go through about 3 Hokas a day because the con's 14 hours, right? So
you go through 3 a day.
So I rotate my shoe. Yeah, I change out my shoes. What?
Why?
I'm sorry. What? Have you not been to a con before? Like, you sit down during cons. I don't sit.
How dare you? I stand the whole time. If there's not somebody at my table, I'm telling them to come over to me. And I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
I get that,
so
but like
standing.
Yeah. You are not standing for.
How dare you?
The whole time.
You?
Yeah, please.
How dare you? After I just defended you to your friends.
Please. No, I appreciate it.
Ask somebody. Ask the Rennaverse.
Okay. So you're standing, but my point is you're standing on a yoga mat. I have to stand on the hard concrete floor.
How dare you? You think the conventions I get invited to are giving me yoga mats to stand on?
What's the last convention you went to? Well, hold on. First off, we have Aubrey here. He has a book coming out. This is a special guest. We told you he's also a good friend of ours, Tony Fleece. So, hey, what's the last con you've been at? All
good friends.
Exactly.
What's the last con you've been at?
The last con, set up.
Yeah, set up.
Or just going around.
Set up.
Shit, it's been a minute. Because I took some time off while working on 3 Planet stuff, honestly, because I didn't have anything new out. Normally I do cons. I do the Nerd Street cons because I'm buddies with Penrod who runs it. So I Twin Cities and Des Moines and Central Florida one year. Maybe the last con I did though is probably LA Con. I realized.
All right,
I didn't do the last one, but I did the year before, and I'd done 2 or 3 prior to that.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, we love that's actually our style. We do Motor City, me and Dub, but like the other ones we regularly do are in the same level as the ones you just mentioned, and I like those a little better, and they're a little bit easier on it. But I'm talking like the bigger ones. On the bigger ones, like because vending.
Oh, like if you're at San Diego or something.
Well, I don't do San Diego.
Too many
I don't like.
Well, what do you mean, like C2E2?
Well, no, but C2E2, Motor City is actually pretty big. Baltimore's pretty big. Like not the top tier regional shows. So like you got Motor City, you've got Heroes, you've got WonderCon, you've got Baltimore, you've got Emerald. Well, Emerald's actually A tier, or top tier, but. Like those style of those.
Not New York, not San Diego.
Got it. Well, like 3 day load in, 4th day out, 5th day type cons still.
Got it.
Pretty big.
I like even smaller. I like smaller ones than that, man. I like doing the kind of smaller regional shows.
The local VFW.
Locals are what we do.
Well, I did. Yeah, like I mean, like although. I think
Des Moines big.
Since I went to the first Des Moines, and I think it's gotten a lot bigger since then. But I don't know. I like going. Like as much as I love San Diego, which is like an experience, right? And
yeah, but if you experience the smell, you've experienced it. It doesn't change.
That's part of it. It's a component of the
does not change.
As much as I love those huge shows, when I'm setting up at a show, I like being at the smaller ones, truthfully, because if you've gone through all the hoopla to get into San Diego or New York or C2E2 or these massive shows, you've got a list of things you need to accomplish each hour of the day. At these other shows, people come to hang out and check things out and talk to me and Artist Alley.
Yeah. So that's so where we set up, I'll be honest, in the bigger ones that we do, like the big regional ones or like that, I usually put stuff at people's booths and then help them work the booths. But the other ones, the smaller ones like that, like me and Dub set up a decent amount of those, and they're fun. I mean, it's just so much more fun because like you can BS, you can leave your booth every once in a while. Like you don't have to worry about it. Like it's so much. Dude, appreciate you for that. We have to say hi to the chat real quickly though.
Oh, what's up, chat?
No, GTK Comics, thumbs up high, high, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, thank you, GTK Comics. Tommy Longbox, crack on! Thank you, Tommy. We'll see you on the replay, brother. Dom source of all rumors. Jeez. Hey, kids. Okay, so if you change your name in YouTube, you know you have to stick with it for 14 days, right, Ed? Do I have rumors for you? Stay for news. We might be able to clear up those rumors for you. Barlord, hey all. We got it. Barlord and Ed went back and forth on that. So that's what'd your wife make you do? Made me wear them as we went to Europe.
Probably the socks.
Yeah. I asked for the seat on concrete. Okay, good. I get it with the socks. I went with the Bombas. I don't know if you know are familiar with that.
Yeah. Bombas.
So I tried out their whole
for you
line
and one to donate.
I just wish. Well, I wish they would buy, like if you bought one, you got one to try out, and then you could buy a 3 or 4 pack. Because I spent a lot of money trying out the perfect sock to see what the perfect sock was, and have been wearing those for the last week and a half to try to figure out which one I'm going to buy more of. And then I ended up buying a 6-pack. So whatever.
Give them the affiliate code.
Right, we should. That and ARP. We got them both.
Check the video details for our Bombas affiliate.
Yeah, go and let's go get an affiliation code. Do that. We'll put it below. I'll give you the full review just like I do with shoes. And by the way, why aren't we getting Hoka credits too? We should be getting Hoka credits. How much I sell that company?
You do. Well, we just lean on BCW for a little bit longer.
Yeah, BCW does as well. So now I don't know where I was going to go because we were going into PowerPoint. Oh yeah. Well, we weren't going to go in there yet. So we covered that. Aubrey's got a FOC book out. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Before we do, we want to introduce you to him. We want to kind of tell you what's going on with him and everything else. So Pete put together, since Aubrey wants to give us that one, Pete put together a nice little PowerPoint. Pete, can we bring up the PowerPoint, please?
Yes. Well, let me run the thing.
Oh, yeah,
run the thing. Dude, did we make this before? Is this something we've had?
Look at these production
we've all used
values.
it a couple times.
I'm impressed.
Oh, nice.
We used it for. I think I made it for Tony
and then
or
Spears.
One of the two.
Spears, maybe. Yeah.
But we have it.
All right. So real quickly, doing this, we're going to get back to the books too. We're going to cover the top 10 thing. Then we're going to do news after that, folks, just so you know how the lineup's working today. Hey, look at that.
Special one today.
So that mustache is a choice, huh?
It's a choice, man. Look, yeah, look, it's good. I think it gives me a little bit more of a jaw. Honestly.
I do too, but I think the glasses kind of takes away though. Are those really fashionable statements or are those?
I mean, they are fashionable statements, but they are also prescription.
Oh, okay.
They're also glasses that help me see the world around me.
Just whatever you do, make sure you don't have porn pulling up in the background because we can kind of see your computer. So, like, don't do that.
But no, it's a good full stash. It's not like those little pencil things.
It's a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I just had to go with the full beard.
Is the full PowerPoint photos of me that we're just
I hope so. I really
we're just gonna move backwards.
Different glamour shots.
Here we go.
We're
gonna go some assistant editor stuff that you did back over in the.
I was full editor on Blade.
Were you on Blade? Okay.
Look at us already. We're screwing stuff up.
Well,
we're going to ask you a question later, and you might just tell us no, but we're going to leave it towards the end.
This is going on my comment card, boys.
Yeah, please do. See, here's the craziest thing about it. I'm a huge fan. So this is like 06, right? You're out there in 06, 08?
05 to 08 is when
you want to know how I know? Because 2 of my favorite Marvel titles of all time.
Thank you, Barlord. Thank you, Barlord.
Come on, dude. It's not that. I mean, it's close, but it's not that. Civil War and Annihilation, especially the Nova stuff, like 2 of the greatest. As assistant editor on this, like, how much input did you have? Like, explain to the people that don't know what an assistant editor does, I guess. Especially at a bigger one.
So, I mean, broadly speaking, an editor does 2 things. They traffic cop to make sure things get in on time, right? And on to the next stage because it's an assembly line, right?
Sure.
Writer to penciler to inker, and the other job is quality control at every step of the way for every discipline, right? So you're looking at story pitches, you're looking at story outlines, but then you're also, every step of the way. So you're looking at layouts and giving color notes and reading through lettering, doing lettering placements. Though that's the job of a comic book editor broadly.
Sure.
As an assistant editor at Marvel at the time, you would assist on, however the office was structured. Tom Brevoort's office, Tom is who I worked for initially. These were all within Tom's office.
Mhm.
And he would structure things such that everybody worked on everything just because he wanted people to be in the mix and wanted to be able to just turn to whoever and have them help him.
That makes sense.
And other offices work differently. So you would be responsible for all kinds of like overflow aspects, right? So like, on something like Civil War, we would read it as an office and we would have notes to sometimes, but usually not too much because it was Mark Miller at his absolute height writing this thing that had already been micromanaged by layers of editorial, including Joe Q, right? Like there was so much heavy involvement with that. So, none really. Like most of the books that I assisted on, unless it was just something I spotted or I had an idea or something like that, the impact came from, just doing balloon placements and things like that.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Two things I have with it. One, there's a little rumor of a local. She started off as an assistant editor here, and she had input into 2 characters that became pretty good. But I've also heard from her friends that she may have stuck their Dungeon and Dragon names into the book. Is this a common practice at Marvel where you can just have your friends' Dungeon and Dragon names put into as minor characters in the background in books?
That was never an option I was presented with.
Sure.
during my time at the company. Sometimes talent will put things into an editor as like a nod, as like a way of thanking them and like making them a part of things. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that rumor.
Well, that's what Anto says she was doing all the time. So we'll see if that's true.
She was there. I can't weigh in on that.
When you saw the other one was when you saw Civil War, like you got to see the playouts and kind of the proofs and everything. Did you know it was going to be that good?
Yeah, man. Because it was, it was McNiven's first big thing. That's not true. He had done 4. He had done the Marvel 4 thing, but like it was just,
well, 4 wasn't this though. This was like line wide.
It was Steve McNiven's first chance to really shine, right? And well, that's not true because he'd done New Avengers, hadn't he? Hadn't he been on New Avengers as well? I don't know. Whatever.
But it was a cover of all of it. I mean, it really was.
It was Mark Miller and Steve McNiven at their absolute heights, and it was such a cool idea. And it was this, we had done. I started when we were working on House of M. And so we had already made a return. House of M was like the first of the resurgence of these.
Yeah, that's a monster, dude. Absolutely.
And I started in the midst while that was still going on, right? And I was an intern there prior, like throughout it. And, so the crossover stuff had already started to come back. But Civil War functioned on a different level than House of M.
Yeah, for sure.
And because it was real, it wasn't like in some alternate universe or whatever. It was just the simplest thing. It was, let's have the toys fight each other. And they had the absolute best guys do it, right? Like who better to do, we're going to split the Marvel universe in half and then they're going to fight each other. Who better to do that than Mark Miller? Honestly, like still, right? And, so yeah, those things came in, and I still think, people got really upset about. Here's my Civil War take, from inside the House of Ideas, Aubrey's Civil War take. People got very up in arms about some things within Civil War story-wise, and it was based on an understanding that the central metaphor of Civil War was the Patriot Act, right? Was about government involvement and overstepping personal boundaries and things like that. And Iron Man was viewed as the villain for participating in that.
Sure.
If you talk to Mark Miller at the time, and if you read Civil War by itself, that's not what it's about. Civil War, like that's the tie-in. Civil War itself, Mark Miller talked about it. It's a gun control metaphor. is what it
for
is.
sure, for
It's
sure,
about
for
gun
sure.
control.
Weapons, yeah.
And Captain America is the one that's being the unreasonable asshole. And so like it was really like the way Mark wrote it, right? That's not my politics. That's just the way Mark's a Scottish guy.
Well,
right?
you
What
do
you
know
think he thinks about guns.
Yeah.
it's because nobody typically reads Iron Man, and then they have like 3 fans that just spin everything like he's the greatest dude of all time. So like, I mean, that's
I don't
just,
I always thought that was interesting though, that like the line on Civil War was more based on the tie-in comics and how they positioned the conflict than the actual series itself. I always found that fascinating.
Good to see BK's back in the chat. We'll talk to Aubrey and we'll ask him about assistant editor's role introducing Riz new characters like Tosin. Sure,
I don't know who I don't even know who that is.
No, it's okay. It's a joke. There's a lot of jokes going on in the chat right now, like this one too. I mean, you got a first project. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, this was the assistant, and as I messed up, Aubrey was a full editor on Blade, so we should add Blade to.
So you got to work on House of M too, though. Jeez, oh Pete, what did you get in all this?
I did, yeah. Weird choices here. Y'all didn't no Irredeemable Ant-Man, no Blade.
I got stuck on the Invincible thing.
Ghost Rider.
I put fans of X Factor.
I put
that
Jason
X Factor
Aaron on Ghost Rider, boys.
You did what?
I put Jason Aaron on Ghost Rider.
Nice.
No Pressure War Journal.
We covered Pressure War Journal 2 weeks ago.
Hey,
you know what? Hey, Aubrey, you know what you could do is when we send you an email a month out saying you're going to have it on here, you could just put together a little packet. Send us the packet, bro.
I didn't know there's going to be a PowerPoint.
Would you like to hear this one? Hey, got your boy coming on. Give me something maybe out from left field a lot of people don't know, and I'll ask him. He goes, ... He hired Kirkman. I said, oh, that's cool. He goes, well, maybe not. You should probably look that up. I don't know. So did you hire Kirkman?
Kinda. Yeah, he was doing an Irredeemable Ant-Man, and that project like got started by Brevoort, and then he passed it off to me prior to it launching, and that became my book to run. And so I was already working with Robert, and then when that book came to an end, I asked him to do Destroyer Max. So I guess I hired him for that. I mean, significantly though, after I left Marvel, Robert hired me to edit Astounding Wolfman, Invincible, and Walking Dead.
Okay, see, that's not how the text came over. The text came over like pretty much you're responsible for Kirkman's career. That's what
me personally.
Yeah, that's what he pretty much was saying. Was
I mean, I think just as like kind of like an inspirational figure to him, probably.
Sure,
but it's not as direct one-to-one as you're making it out.
It wasn't. No, this is not me. This is a mutual friend of ours. Would you like to see the text?
Here's the thing, man. We've all seen Rashomon. There's a lot of different takes on the truth.
Exactly.
People have all kinds of opinions.
Love it.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Here you go again. You got like Invincible.
Of course, we're being absurd right now. I had the privilege of working with Robert at Marvel, and we got along really well. So when I left Marvel to go to WWE, he asked if I would edit his books freelance, and I did those. And I edited Kick-Ass as well for Mark and Josh.
I did see Kick-Ass in there too, but
I like X Factor and I like The Walking. Pete just put on my favorites so that I can talk to you about what I like.
X Factor is one I inherited also. That was one that I inherited from Andy Schmidt, who I would assist. I assisted him on the earlier issues of X Factor, but he had I think he starts because that spun out of Madrox. That the miniseries Madrox.
I
was an intern in Brevoort's office, and I remember Andy putting Madrox together.
Oh wow.
Because Ryan Sook drew like the first issue, I think, before he
such a nut. I mean, that's so underrated, that mini too. Like, so nice, dude.
Also, but going back, I do love the Rashomon reference. I mean, we don't get enough Kurosawa here on this channel with these.
I'll try to work in a few more.
You were not summoned. His suspension's finally up, folks. BK's back. His suspension's finally up. He's in the chat. All right. And it is not a no. That's not a no. He didn't say he didn't.
That's true. All right. Well, let's transition here from the editor role. We're going into writing. I went very targeted with what I chose for the writing aspect to start because I'm biased. I am a big G.I. Joe guy. Transformer guy. So I focused in on the G.I. Joe stuff.
I will talk about Scarlet Strike Force. I still have that. I still have the 1 in 10. Guys, stick around. It's one of our books that we're going to look back at to see what the price is.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert, doing pretty well. I enjoyed it.
Is that the Wells? Is it the Wills Portasio one?
The one where it has the female Cobra Commander on it.
Oh,
would you like to see the cover? Because I didn't load my stuff.
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't. People will find out later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
For sure. But it was it had female. I could see who did the art on it. Just have to go back and look.
I can't remember off the top of my head for that one.
It was a female Cobra Commander sitting on like a throne. It's pretty
cool.
dope. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that might be the Nelson Daniel one.
Matt Horak.
Oh, Matt Horak.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
But there's 1 in 10 throughout.
Well.
All the 1s in 10s throughout are pretty dope. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry about that. Now I don't know where I'm going with it. Thanks for asking me questions I don't know answers to. Listen, I don't know the name of artists or writers, so let's.
Fine, man. I don't remember all the variants for things. I do. So here's a variant related thing I do remember though. On the first GI Joe series I did, the eponymous GI Joe, I was really stoked because they said, "Oh, Aubrey, do you have any ideas for variant covers?" And I said, "You asked the wrong guy," because I had a ton, and I got to hire a bunch of like weird artists that you wouldn't have normally seen doing GI Joe stuff. And I didn't hire them. Yeah. IDW hired them, but I asked them to, and they were they were nice enough to listen to me.
That's sometimes the best when you get out of left field type of artist choice.
That's the thing. And they were for like 1 in 25 variants or something. So there weren't even really that
IDW
many
is 1 in 10. RIs. It was RI that ran through.
Well, they did do some 25s too. It depends on the issue number.
Oh, on what runs? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, 1 in 10 is the standard, and then if it's a bigger book, they would go up and have 25 as well.
So maybe it's just 1 in 10, but still, yeah, like there was a really cool Benjamin Mara one of rock and roll, just and like neon colors and just wild stuff that you wouldn't normally see on the franchise.
Is that 5? That's number 5.
Revolution went up to like 50. Like they had like multiple, and so they had 10, 25, 50. That was a big title for them.
Absolutely. Oh, sweet. So why'd you do Mask?
Oh, because I had to. Well, so IDW did what comics always does, which is, if you guys like 2 or 3 of these, wouldn't you really like a dozen of them?
Yeah.
So,
right.
And so they just exploded their Hasbro line, and I was a beneficiary of that, right? Because like launching the new GI Joe series and all, but they also did a bunch of other books. They had Micronauts and ROM and Mask, and they winnowed the line down, and I think Micronauts and ROM got combined into something else. And then when we were doing Scarlet Strike Force, they wanted one of the characters from Mask to become a part of the team, and in order to like facilitate that, the idea was, Aubrey, you'll write this crossover between the 2 books for Revolution that'll lead into this new book. So yeah, I honestly had some Mask toys as a kid, but I didn't really like them. Actually, I don't even know if I did. No, I'm remembering something else. I didn't have any Mask toys.
Yeah, fair.
And I had no familiarity with it. And it was still a hoot to do though, because it was just a big, crazy 2-issue fight thing. And working with Ilias Kriatsas is a dream. That guy is wildly underrated, I think, in terms of his page layouts.
Sweet. Good. Yeah, I think Pete loves Mask, and I didn't have any masks growing up, so I think they're overrated as hell.
They are overrated, but I don't know. I love all that stuff. I was a spoiled child. I was a spoiled child growing up.
So here are the weird toys that I enjoyed as a kid. Army ants, which is why in the very first issue of Scarlet Strike Force, they're army ants. They fight army ants. Do you remember?
One of the covers got them fighting a bunch of ants on the front, and I'm trying to figure out who the cover artist is, because it was the B cover. Whoever the B cover for that is because it is very like Invincible / the new GI Joe line. Like that's what the art looks like. Even I think Tunnel Rat has got some type of weird glass situation going on too in there.
You talk about the Scarlet B cover?
Scarlet B cover. Yep.
Nelson Daniel.
Is that who it was?
Nelson.
Yeah.
I think it's the B cover. I think that's the one with the ants on it.
And he was doing the interiors. Yeah. Nelson's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Damn,
well,
some sweet covers in it.
Let's transition from here into another favorite topic of a few of us here. professional wrestling.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So you worked for WWF?
I did WWE, but yes.
Oh, sorry. So you didn't work for when they were the
I'm
real
not 70
company.
years old, so
Yeah.
No, I worked for WWE. I left Marvel to go work on WWE's website as a multimedia producer. So writing stuff, editing stuff, putting together features with video and photos and
what
things
era
like
is
that.
this?
2008 to 2010.
So that's the You Can't See Me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, You Can't See Me lasted a good decade, but yeah.
Well, more than that. He's
2008 to 2010.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
He's
Go
doing
ahead.
his
Sorry.
final tour.
This is a good book, though. Actually, what I think
man.
you should do. This is great. This is a great book for Utes. I think in the era where you got Utes, probably like between the 2nd grade and 4th grade Utes nowadays, they're reading all these books like Captain Underpants and Alligator Investigate. This is right down the line of it, and I think it should be put into every grade school. I'm not joking. I think it should be.
I agree.
I
agree. I love seeing it. It's in a lot of libraries, and I love that because I did a ton of research for it. And
by the way, Hulk Hogan didn't throw Andre over the ropes in the Silverdome. There's 93,621 people in that Silverdome. Might add
93,173.
Thank you. Both me and Dub were there. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dub.
It was a ton of research getting all this stuff right, especially when it comes to costumes and colors of the gear and what type of hair they had during whatever match, because it's all accurate. It's all period accurate. And it's a treat seeing that people still, man, when I do cons, I have yet to find the upper limit of how many of these things I should bring and not sell out.
You'll sell it all the time.
I sell it all the time. Yeah, because it's, we worked really hard, and I'm really proud of it because we wanted it to work both as like a primer.
Mm-hmm.
Like my thinking was, I want to give somebody everything they need to be able to understand squared circle Reddit. Right? Like, they'll have to look things up and they won't get everything, but at least they can they have a functioning knowledge of professional wrestling in its entirety. But I also wanted it, we needed to scratch the itches of longtime fans too. So we had to dig really deep to do this comprehensive thing. And I think that's what I think is most unique about it. In fact, it is unique. There is not another comprehensive history of professionure wrestling in any medium
like this.
Well, it's also digestible too. Like a lot of times, if you get into this stuff, you're ending up getting a link, and then you like you're saying the square circle Reddit and everything else. Then you got 8 links. You're watching old hand cam footage of UAW or UFFA or some weird stuff, and trying to get the context for it, or what was the one I was just trying to get to the bottom the other day? The pile driver. Who the hell was it? Somebody did a pile driver through a table. Can't remember if it was Animal or whatever. It's a reference that they use all the time, and you can't remember what it's from, and you're trying to find it out. And you're trying to get to Florida.
It was
it happened in Florida, right? Macho Man.
Terry Funk and Ric Flair.
No, Macho Man did it. Macho Man did one outside in Florida wrestling. Wasn't it Mach? Yeah,
well, it's a thing. Everybody does them, right?
But because he did it, got But he did some certain way, and somebody sold on. The way they sell is now how everybody sells off the table. But that, having this book, I'm not joking when I'm telling you, this is something that literally fits those genres, because a lot of these teachers now are like, hey, I just want them to find a story that progresses, tells a little bit of a history, and this covers so many. So they play these things called book bingos. That you can use this for all types of book bingo, which is just absolutely amazing, dude.
I think you're right, man. Even in prose, there's not another comprehensive history, right? That covers everything. That covers every era, every regional differentiation. Nice. Oh hell yeah, Matthew. Thanks, man. Matthew's probably seen me at a con. Then he knows.
Yeah, he probably is. Matthew, does he stand? Hey, Matthew.
Yeah, weigh in, Matthew.
Stand the whole time. We believe Matthew. He's a regular. We trust him.
We'll see what Matthew says.
Yeah,
it'll be up to him to decide.
Matthew's in Hawaii, I believe.
Yeah, I think Matthew's a Hawaii guy.
He might.
Yeah, BK called it. Son of a bitch, BK.
Well, he might have also
come ready for Japan. It was Macho Man.
You go.
With his brother.
Or to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Lanny Poffo.
So that scene didn't make the book.
No,
that
it did
was
not.
left, that was left that was left on the cutting room floor.
He got it from Hawaii, so unless you did the con in
Nice.
unless you did the con in Hawaii, he
I
didn't.
wish, man. Honolulu Con, give me a call, please.
We got a guy on the channel in Hawaii. We got Jedi over there.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know what I was saying. Comic book story, fresh wrestling. Yeah, I'm very proud of it.
Did you grow up watching? Like you're a kid of the '80s, growing up and watching it all, right? Like the cartoon, or you?
Yeah, I mean, like my big era was Attitude Era. More. Was
Oh,
like
okay.
was like my kind of home base.
Yeah, I was too
but
busy getting laid at that point.
And I would. I think you might be a little older than I am. I hope so, at least. I fell back into wrestling really deeply when I was at Marvel because I realized that I was working on comics all day, and then I was going out drinking with people who I worked with, talking about comics all day. And then I was going to go home and read comics, and I needed something else. I needed another hobby. And I was flipping through, and I found like it was like Sunday Night Heat or Velocity or whatever it was at that time. And it was a goofy backstage like skit with Eddie Guerrero and Batista. And I thought, wow. This is perfect. This is exactly what I need in my life. And I fell deeply back into it.
Yeah, I mean, the best is like the 80s and the cartoons and everything for me. And then when we got right at the beginning of the takeover of WCW, it was like big errors, or like, it's just like everything else. You get multiple errors or something and plays out. And then by the Attitude Era, I was long done with it. So, all right, what do we got next, Pete?
All right, to kind of transition from here, I went with Dark Horse title that you wrote, this No One Left to Fight.
Somebody already mentioned that they love this. It's a good, it's crazy.
No One Left to Fight is a really special book for me. Yeah, Sean, thank you, brother. No One Left to Fight was, Fico and I had known each other when we were working on the Hasbro books at IDW, but we never got to work together. And we discovered that we both shared a deep, deep love for Dragon Ball. And that just kind of looking for something to work on. And that just kind of got us talking about sort of, kind of like what we felt, what a lot of people kind of impose as the underlying themes of Dragon Ball, but aren't really there unless you really do some work to try and piece it together. And, so we ended up with this book it's Dragon Ball soap opera, man. It hits the beats of Dragon Ball. Of course, even though it's called No One Left to Fight, of course there are big fights with big energy blasts flying out of people's hands,
screaming and yelling and flexing and powering up.
Yeah,
but also there's this intense personal drama between these characters that have known each other since they were a kid, and that was something else that people responded really well to about the book. Is that my introduction to Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Z. I didn't even know Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball, even existed. I started watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, and it blew my mind that all these characters knew each other, and there were always other ones popping up who'd already been established, and there's all this backstory that they didn't make any effort to explain to you. And I loved that because it made the world feel rich and lived in and real. And so that's exactly what we did with No One Left to Fight, which it starts with the three main characters having a lifetime of history and drama with each other. And we're there just in time to watch it boil over.
Yeah. All right. We got a quick math question.
That was my little brother's thing.
2019 to 2025.
It's a little less than 16. I would say it's about a decade. It's only 1 decade less than 16.
We're not going to do math today. But
thanks, BK. Thank you, BK. There you go. Tell your mom you get a cookie. All right.
Yeah, but no, I can't get what you're saying with the just kind of dropping into Dragon. Because like I said, Dragon Ball wasn't my thing. I'm 10 years older than my little brother. So I'm old. He would be watching Dragon Ball. And I could just dip in and be like, all right, well, I get it. Okay, we're fighting for this reason. Like, I don't need to. It's also, to go back to wrestling, you don't need to know all of the backstory. You get it. No. Broad strokes. You kind of jump in. You get it. You know what's going on.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of similarity. There's a lot of overlap between wrestling and Baki, or No One Left to Fight and Baki. I'm also just always thinking about Baki. But like there's a lot of overlap between these three things. They're structured very much the same way, and it's this kind of churning fight-based soap opera, and it's some of my favorite shit.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Nice.
Well, from here I went to another Dark Horse book that you did, but this one kind of changes tone. I don't want to say tone, but this is more the fantasy realm sort of thing.
It's a romantic comedy as well. It's a very different genre. It's fantasy, it's romantic comedy. It was my first real collaboration with Jed Doherty, who's my co-creator on Free Planet.
Nice.
And this came about largely because I was looking for something to do with Jed, and I wanted to play to his strengths. And Jed draws great musculature, especially big, beefy babes. Like if you follow Jed on Instagram, you know, and if you don't follow Jed on Instagram, you need to fix that ASAP.
We have a whole show
at Jebriodo. But yeah, so we came up with this steamy jungle romantic comedy because it's also tremendous at comedy between these two scantily clad characters, a big beefy mean barbarian woman and a goofy strange little beast man who's just infatuated with her. And it's 5 issues of him doing his damnedest to win her over.
Jesus. This is stuff Joe. Where's Joe at? Jeez. I mean, Joe and them need to have Jed on to do Jed covers with this shit.
Yeah, this is a fun one. It is a fun one. And then from here, I went on over to, you did do the sequel to No One Left to Fight, right? A couple months later, I think this came out.
It came out a couple years. A couple months later. From Savage Hearts. Yeah, exactly. This was the big follow-up. This is the big triumphant follow-up. It was delayed more than we would have liked because of the novel coronavirus hitting in between there. But yeah, no, we came back, and I think that in the time between the first and the second one, Fico really everybody loves that.
We've got some pervs. We got a couple different pervs.
It's not pervy to appreciate a strong muscular.
I didn't say that was. I was saying that we've got a couple old pervs that do a show on this channel.
I think it's wholesome to appreciate muscles. But no, Fico
especially really chesticle muscles, right?
Fico really stepped up his game for No One Left to Fight 2, and like all the stuff that made up No One Left to Fight 1, you know, the big explosive fights and these like intense emotional scenes. Fico got way better at all of it. And Raciel Avila, the colorist on it, also, you know, he assisted Fico on the first one, but on this one, I think he did it all himself. Like Fico did a little bit of like prep work and such, but Raciel figured out, you know, like he figured out the math, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do it, but No One Left to Fight looks even better than No One Left to Fight. I mean, No One Left to Fight 2 looks even better.
Yeah, colors are great. It's just...
And the story was all ideated as one big 10-issue arc, right? So they are really like everything that happens in No One Left to Fight 2 was seeded and set up and foreshadowed by everything in No One Left to Fight 1. So I'm also very proud of it from that perspective too. That it's this long running, very, very plotted out.
It's like Daredevil Born Again. They just took their 18 episodes, cut them in half. We'll make 2 seasons out of it.
Hey, Phil. Yeah, that's cool. Pete. And that
all right. Well, from here, because you said, as you mentioned before, we were having a chat before we went live, that you did take some time off, but you do have a book that is coming out, and FOC is this weekend.
It is this coming Monday. It's Free Planet. It's a geopolitical space opera. It's about the first completely free planet in human history. They've just won their revolution, fighting for their freedom against a brutal corporate-dominated oligarchy with tendrils stretching out throughout the galaxy. Their planet is the only place you can find a uniquely potent energy source. It's ensured their freedom, but it's also made them a target of multiple galactic superpowers. The only people defending them, oh look, I got visual aids. The only people defending them are these folks.
I got some of the interior
panels.
You
got it. You got it.
Oh, no, show that one though. It's all right. Show that. Go ahead.
Well, I gotta I put the covers in for.
Oh, it's just me.
Show it. Yeah, look at you. Well, are you gonna show the pic? Show it. Show it.
Well, I can
show it. Show it.
I'm out of dances.
No, you didn't show it. What happened there? All right, you were showing
something. Fine. It's fine. It's the Freedom Guard. They're revolutionary heroes. They all fought in the revolution. They're deeply committed to the dream of a free planet. But just like everybody in this great nation of ours, boys, they all have completely different ideas about what complete freedom actually entails.
Oh, this is what I had to get to. I do have a couple of these interiors here.
Yeah, look at stuff. Look at that Jed artwork. And that's what drives all the drama, man. Like there are three big components to Free Planet. One is this geopolitical history and backstory and world building. Robert Kirkman calls it rich, intricate world building. And
that's why you hired him. That's why you hired him.
Who are we to argue with him, right?
Can't argue with
the man who I discovered.
Yeah,
brought to prominence. No, that's not true. Now I'm all scared. But no, it drives all the geopolitical maneuvering, all the world building. It drives the big military action. It drives their personal drama between all these characters because there's a lot of it. It's a group of people stuck on a satellite, all wanting the same thing, not agreeing one iota how they should get there. It's a lot. It's more research than I've ever done for a book, inclusive of the wrestling book. I've read big, beefy tomes trying to make this thing feel real, to give this sense of verisimilitude, to make it feel lived in, like what I was talking about earlier, such that all of the big military action, all the personal drama, all of that actually arises from something complex and worth thinking on. It's more Dune than Star Wars, is what I'm telling people.
So that's actually where I was going, because I read what we got, and like was going to ask the inspirational notes from some, like just kind of how Game of Thrones takes off of different political beliefs and like systems that happened before through Europe, the French, the English, and everything like that. Like you could tell there were certain notes that you pulled off of something else. You said you took it from tomes. Is there any you'd like to add in here of like what you did your research off of? Or
man.
Like some of this too is off of 90, like some of the art and stuff like that is off of 90 superhero too esque. But
well, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about Jed is he can do everything, right? So if I spot a technique I like from manga or 90s superhero stuff or French comics, I can just call it out to him and he can do it, and he nails it.
Cool.
In terms of the books I read, so this is a really important one. This is a big one about the Spanish Civil War. I'm going through this for the second time now because I read it first years ago when I first started working on Free Planet.
Hold the book up.
Oh, hold it up again. Sorry.
Yeah, when we do a single shot, just hold it up so people can see what you're looking at. Yeah, okay, there you go. All right, very good. All right.
And I'm going through it again now because it was so influential in terms of how I viewed the revolution that took place before this thing starts. And, piecing together these complex relationships and histories of these people who came together for one big cause, but have a myriad of different priorities, right? And now that they've won their freedom, they all want very different things. So Spanish Civil War was really influential. We do need more. Thank you, Lord. I agree. More verisimilitude. I'm probably butchering that. I'm probably not saying that right. Another one. So I'm still Free Planet's Free Planet's ongoing, boys. So I'm still doing research for it because I'm working on issue 7 right now. Issues 1 through 6 are completely done, colored and lettered.
Nice.
I'm reading this one right now. It's a big thing about the history of the ancient Greek city-state from the early Iron Age to the end of antiquity. This one's a little dry. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it all the way through.
That's the basis of all greatness right there.
I know. That's the thing. That's why I'm reading it. I want to understand kind of like how these, because the Greek city-states, the polis,
well, Marco is Greek, so he's a little biased.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's why I'm reading this thing.
That is not a fake book, and he read it. You could see that he got it from the library. So knock it off.
From the library. It's a library book. I love the LA Public Library. How dare you?
Yeah, but the actually how organized and put in those city states were, like, it's kind of crazy when you think of it time wise, and then what developed further down the way, and some of the expansion with the Greek Macedonians and how they would turn city states over when they were going through the occupying areas,
I'll tell you, Marco, what I'm finding most interesting about it now, early going in it, is what it's talking about how they were independent city states. However, they had regional affiliations and they had laws that applied to all of them. And when need be, like when, say, I don't know, the Persians show up, they all band together and fight as a unified fighting force under the guidance of the Spartans who ran it. It's a fascinating complex setup that still manages to preserve a lot of individual and community level autonomy. It's a fascinating thing.
Which is really crazy because when you think about like that, and then if you think about like the tribes out in the lands, like the Mongolians, like how that wasn't done the same way, right? Like, so it's like, it's very interesting because like that's later too, but you don't realize like how crazy like early on that was, like just to get that going. I don't know. I think it's great. I mean,
maybe you would pick this book.
Just in case. Well, I mean, I'm just like when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm ready to just bring society back and redo it.
Got it.
So, like,
got it.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me go back to the beginning of
this. So that's the 120. Which one's what?
Well, I'm going to go back to
the ash can.
The transitions
hey,
were built.
Barlord, did you get the ash can today? That's one. So that's a cover.
Yeah, this
did
is
he order? Did he order one? Did he get one off eBay? Is that what happened?
Got one. I don't know. We'll ask him. Barlord, where'd you get the ash can today?
Well, he said it dropped today. Did he?
He said dropped today. That means he got it from the retailer.
Yeah, shops probably just got it to give away.
Yeah.
So there's only this is my test one, but there's only 407 of these. And I gave them out to retailers at Comics Pro, and I sent some out to other retailers as well. And then there's also a thinner, it doesn't have all the same stuff in it, a thinner preview edition with
He's joking.
Chat arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And then there's a thinner preview edition that doesn't have all the back matter. But it has the B cover, the one with the woman with the laser guns on the cover.
So did you get the one with the star? Hey, which one did you get, Barlord? Show that again. Show the one you had.
The one I had. So it's either
the same as the one that's on the. It just has.
No, it's not because it's got the little thing on the thing.
Yeah, that's the.
These are all hand numbered.
Yeah.
Right, I know.
He probably has the thinner
I did
one.
it.
He probably got the thinner one
because you did it.
Yeah, they're hand numbered.
He hand numbered them. Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's integrity to it, man.
But yeah, so there's
cover. Oh, the thinner one. He got the thinner one. So he got the B cover, the one that's
okay.
Well, no, there's A cover. This will be for the regular when it is actually
the regular.
Yeah, so A cover, B cover, and then there's a blank in case you want to get your sketches.
Open order.
I think I got the A. I think I pre-ordered the A.
Wait, what's the A? Is the A
the A is the one with the planetoid on it?
Yeah, that's what the A is. Right. Yeah. But the one that he has, the 200 for Comics Pro. You got the little star thing.
And then there's the shiny. The foil will be the 1 in 25.
Always great foil.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't put a foil effect on it because I don't know how they're going to do the foil, so I didn't want to speculate if it's going to be full foil,
spot foil.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's kind of the thing with the foil ones. You never really know exactly how they're going to look until it happens.
Exactly.
But I talked to everybody at Image, and they said that the fact that we have that big chunky black thing is going to make it look really cool with the foil.
So they're going to put this foil on the free planet, and they're going to do it on the backside and leave it. That's cool. All right, that's cool.
Possibly. And then there is a 1 in 50 there.
Yeah.
It's got
by my No One Left to Fight co-creator Fico Ossio.
Here we go.
It's got like a movie poster kind of vibe. The 1 in 50. It gives you that.
Yeah,
kind of,
dude. Yeah, we want it. Like, here's the thing. The characters are all so cool that I didn't really know. Like, Jed's character designs are amazing, and for having Fico Ossio do a cover for us, I want him to draw everybody. I want them all on there. So we made it difficult for him. And then there's also, do you have the retailer exclusive variant?
No, I didn't put the retailer exclusive in there because I wasn't sure.
Should we? I don't know. Should we? I don't know what proper.
Type who the retailer is. It depends.
It depends if you like Ed Greenberg of Collector's Paradise and Big Club.
Oh yeah, that's where you got most of your stuff going through.
Collector's Paradise is my local shop. They're like 15 minutes.
Nice. That's awesome. Dude.
No, I don't. I can grab it real quick.
Yeah, no, we were just talking. I was just talking to Drew from One Comics. He was picking up stuff from Clutch, as a matter of fact, just yesterday.
No, Ed's been a big booster of mine since way before there was any reason to be boosting anymore. Like when I was doing stuff that you didn't even warrant mentioning on your PowerPoint here.
Are they going to have it at C2E2?
Well, I tried to keep it short. I didn't want to
give you like some.
No, it's good, Pete. It's good that you didn't dig deeper than you already did. I think you did the right thing. What's up, Marco? That's
fun. I said, what are they? So if you go C2E2 this week, just hit up Clutch and be like, hey, yo, Can we get a couple of those free planets? The exclusives and wink. He's not.
He's got a. I know. He has one of these. I know.
Nice.
Or unless he sold it, he might have sold it at WonderCon. I saw him. I saw he had one at WonderCon.
He's hustling it at WonderCon. All right. Well, ask your stores for it while you're ordering this. Ask your stores for it. See if they got it. If you do, I'm not saying steal it from them. Just tell them how big of a fan you are. And now that you've watched the PowerPoint, you can like at least lie to them and say every word.
Yeah, you could rattle off various books that I was an assistant editor on.
Get that thing out of there. So that's
I absolutely must have all the work by everyone who assistant edited on Nova. I must. It's necessary.
Dude, listen, BK, if your mom would let you out of your house, maybe you could go to a comic book store and get a
there it is.
This is the retailer exclusive for
it. That's done by Buster Moody, who is amazing and should be a way bigger star. Dude. Yeah, nobody draws like Buster.
Do you know how many they do? How many copies they're doing of this?
I think 500.
Yeah, it says print run of 500 on.
Nice, not bad.
I'm looking at League of Comic Geeks for the little bit.
Sweet. That's cool as hell. So you already got 6 done. So you got enough for a trade, right?
Yep.
We've learned this from our buddy Tony that you got to get the 6 so you can get the trade going.
That's right.
But that's
some people do. Some people do like 4 or 5 in trades.
4 is also a number.
That is not a number. If you're doing 4 in a trade, unless it's a mini, you're ripping.
I can confirm that 4 is a number.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug.
You're gonna undercharge. You're gonna have to be more on the $12.99 side if you're going $4.
We thought about it. We thought about it just to get the trade out there faster. But honestly, with the breadth and depth of the story that we're telling, we needed 6. We needed 6 for it to feel like a substantial, not
arc
concluded or self-sufficient story, because it is ongoing, but for it to feel, for readers not to feel ripped off, honestly.
Well, because I mean, you got to do a lot of world building to start to get them like introduced to these characters and this world, and then you can get to the story. But as part of that, it's
So 6. I hear a rumor on the back of your trade. It already says this is the modern day East of West done faster and better. That's what I heard. I mean,
is that what people are saying?
That's what I hear people are saying. It's East and West, faster and better.
Listen, I love East to West.
So do I.
And here's the thing. You'd be a fool not to. It's done by Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragata, who finally people are recognizing what a genius Nick Dragata is. Look what I have right here, waiting for me when I'm done with my podcast gauntlet tonight.
We're reviewing.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. No spoilers. Don't tell me anything. But yeah, like the 2 books that I compare it to, like the 2 comic books for people, are East of West. It's like the complex future history of East of West meets the interpersonal space opera of Saga. We're trying to do it all. It's really crammed with information. A lot of it's built. The reason we're able to cram it with so much visual information is the approach to the page. Jed, I met through Howard Chaykin many years ago.
Really?
Howard Chaykin, who I worked with on Blade. That's how I met him.
Fair.
And Jed and I both kind of adhere to this Chaykin theory of comics and of using the page, and that being the kind of foundational storytelling unit of comics. And so for the first, and this is new for Free Planet, for the first time, I'm doing thumbnails. I do thumbnails before I script, though.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
you storyboarding this thing?
Well, they're thumbnails, right? Like, and I take issue with the phrase storyboarding, because a lot of people think that comics are just panels put in order, it's a series of panels telling a story. I don't think so. That's storyboards, right? That's something perfunctory.
Okay, I got you.
Comics are something different. Comics use the page, right? And to ensure that,
like you see on the bottom, I get it.
To ensure that every page I wrote was using the page and was using it for narrative ends, I do thumbnails now. I have an idea of what's going to go in the issue, and then I with the thumbnails, I look at every single spread and I try and come up with some way for it to be visually arresting and dense with visual information, which includes big chunky captions and balloons like you see sometimes. But when Jed goes and does his layouts, I don't send him the thumbnails, right? I use the thumbnails to help the book. And then when he goes and draws the thing, it's always improved upon my thumbnails. And this is crucial, he works all of that text into the page.
So yeah, that's why going off this one, you can see you can this way you can easily follow. You know how you're supposed to read this, in what order.
Exactly.
You can follow,
even though it has you doing back and forth, which is nuts,
it's
right?
Still a flow.
It's a testament to Jed's strengths as a cartoonist, as a comic book man, really.
Yeah. No, it's not always easy to do, because there's a lot of books out there that are hard to read because you don't know where to go to next when you're reading a panel, because there's a disconnect between the letterers and the artist or what, but the page doesn't flow like that. Like this again, you can see how you're supposed to read this. You follow along the story.
That's right.
It's good too. And like, I mean, I'm glad you took the East and West comment and knew what I was talking about too, because when you read it, it does, like, you have to remember how that kind of epic thing started out. And, it also too had like a building of a whole like nation building kind of going on in there too. And I know that sometimes words scare people away. And I think some people like myself just don't like when you see the words, you're just like, oh, is this another DC book where they just put words to words? But when you see what you're doing here,
that's the best stuff right now.
What?
I said, don't put about too much of the words. DC still has some of the best written books right now. With the Batgirl, Green Lantern Corps,
Batgirl, Green Lantern Corps, yeah. But after that, they can even
absolute Martian Manhunter, man.
No.
That first issue. No.
Oh, really? Yeah. How much? What was the dose? Was it 2 doses or was it 3 doses when you read it? Like,
I live in California, baby.
Wasn't a microdose. I can tell you, it wasn't a microdose.
I live in Southern California. Yeah. We had different standards out here.
Yeah. You just took the whole thing. All right. But like, in this format, like when you're reading it, it's not you get caught in it, right? Because you're wanting to see what the next word bubble is with the page adding on, much like, and that's why I referenced East versus West, because it was kind of the same way, because you want to see that nation building, you want to see that. I don't know how else to call the story building of that, but like that's really what it is. And when you say you couldn't get to 4, well, yeah, you probably couldn't, because you see how much you've already built in this first book. There's a lot that you put into it to get it done, but also too, at least you didn't drag it out and we're just looking at blank pages with nothing on it. So yeah, good job. I mean, I liked it. I thought it's good. I'm picking this up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a dense read. It's a dense read. There's no way around it, but we worked really hard to ensure.
Okay, your mom can read it for you. She can read it for you. Don't worry.
That it's rewarding density, and it's a book. It's not a book you read quickly. It's like when people, I've been doing the circuits and people have been telling me, I had to read this thing twice, or like, I could only read a few pages at a time and then I would pick it up again later. And whenever people tell me that, thank you, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Whenever people tell me that, I say, good. This isn't something you're like, too many comics I pick up.
You can scan over it.
And I just blast through them.
Flip through it.
And then what, and like that pace is fine if you're talking about manga volumes with 180 to 20 page, 180 to 200 pages that you pay $10 for. Fair enough. This thing costs $4, man.
Yeah.
And it's meant to give you your money's worth. Between the density of the text, all of the visuals, there's graphs and charts and maps and diagrams, all kinds of stuff to study, to spend some time and like live in this world, inclusive of a brand new essay. At the end of every issue, there's a brand new essay and brand new painted images by specifically for that essay. That'll continue throughout the series.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was saying. Like the difference between some of these common books where you see it and it looks like they have a word count or a bubble count, and you just breeze through it and you're like, what did I, I just read this for no reason. Like it was a waste of time reading this because I could have just looked at the pictures, or you could do like you rate Jinx this week and you're like, you couldn't put some words in this book. Like I know I get it, silent issue, but put some words in it.
Well, no, but putting the essay in the back and like you said, and you said a painted page, like that called back some of the old days. We used to get pinups in the back.
Yeah, for sure.
Get extra information that kind of added to the story that made that book you bought feel more worth the price of admission. So I appreciate that.
They're being mean to you in the chat, Marco.
It's okay. I
won't stand for it.
I'll take it.
You.
I mean, he's just mad because his mom, like, he's been banned for the last month. His mom finally, I called her, said, "Could you please let him out of the closet and just come out and play with the boys?" And she did.
So he's
back
Potter.
In the chat for today, so it's good. Oh yeah, like Harry Potter. He is Harry Potter without magic.
Under the stairs,
without magic, and he's 40. Like it's different. Yeah, that's where. How many times you want to tell you? That's where he lives. He lives down there. Got a little bed in there and everything. So, no, but
do you want to show Aubrey the BK photo?
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's because it's got Tony.
Yeah, there's Tony. Me and Tony.
Oh,
and
Tony.
Yeah, this is Marco with Tony. And
is that actually BK, or y'all just being mean to two distinct people right now? Is that wait? Is it BK?
Aubrey. No, that's not BK.
Yeah, at least two. You're being mean to me.
Okay, now you're making us feel bad. Okay, way to go. Way to go.
I wanted to put the Tony.
This is the guy that 2 minutes ago told you
he's just trying to live his life, and he's a joke on the world famous Rennavision. How is he ever going to live that down? Millions of people are watching this. Millions everywhere he goes. They're going to be mocking him. Because they saw him being made fun of on Rennavision.
Hey, hold on. Now he's a celebrity. He kept trying to get in the back of pictures. He finally got in the back of one.
He was a celebrity?
Now he is, because now people know who he is.
This is a gift to him.
Dude, that guy photobombed like 4. Hold on. That guy photobombed like 4 pictures of mine. Okay, so that wasn't the first time. So
maybe he's a fan. Maybe it is.
I think he was BK for real. I think he might have been. Who knows?
Oh, BK.
Thank you for Deadly Venom. 23. Yeah. Well, so what? They're gonna hate us all in the chat at this point. But yeah. So make sure you guys are going out there in FOC.
Yeah, pick this up on FOC.
Ask
your shop.
He's gonna have a panel at next con. Yeah, make sure you have that. Are you going to any cons coming up? I know you say had it for a while.
My first one post Free Planet is going to be Des Moines in late May.
So you and 6 people, cool. All right, well that'll be fun.
Y'all were just you're not even consistent with your razzing. You corrected me earlier that was a big show.
No, I said it was for the city. It was. I didn't say it was a big show. I said it was a regional show, which is bigger than the
What a tangled web we weave, Marco.
Well, hold on. The first one you went. Hold on. Now the first one you went to probably was about 15 years ago, and that literally had like 3,000 people at it. It was very small. Over the last couple of years, that con has grown. It has. I will give it its credit, but still, I mean, going from like 2 people to 20 people, it's 10. You know, I mean.
That's a 10-fold increase, man.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's
good.
Impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Absolutely. Are you from there? Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
So why the heck are you going to Des Moines for the Des Moines con?
Because Ben Penrod runs that show, and he knows that when he brings Aubrey Sitterson to a comic book convention, I put on a show.
I don't come out
the whole time, Marco.
Carnival bar.
I carnival bar. I get him in the tent, man. That's what I'm there for.
You got to do what you got out there.
I'm there to put smiles on faces, do the whole thing, kiss a baby if I have to.
I will tell you, Aubrey,
especially in this climate.
I have heard that there is. I mean, that con over the last 5 years, to the con goers, you know, there's chatter about it, which 5 years ago there wasn't chatter about that con. So
the chatter is when's Aubrey Sitterson coming back?
That's maybe not the chatter I heard, but like
buzz, man.
Retailers wondering if they should show up to it is what the chatter I've been heard. Like, oh man, that might be a con to go to. Let's see if we can.
I know I've heard the same thing. You know, all anybody at Des Moines Con cares about is Aubrey Sitterson. It's hard to sell any, and it's hard to keep all of his books in stock. We just don't know what to do. I've heard the same. I'm on the same.
I heard that there was some guy with a mustache who somehow sells out of wrestling books all the time, and if he could sell those, we can sell anything.
I sell out of wrestling books in Des Moines, Iowa. I sell out of wrestling books day one. Day one.
Oh yeah, Des Moines.
I'm not joking. It's out.
Iowa, you're in Seth Rollins country there.
Order those for sure. Try and get that one.
Hell yeah! Thank you for Deadly Venoms.
Yeah, thanks. No, dude. Yeah. I mean, that is, you can ask Dub too, because we, you know, whatever, but like that is one where guys are starting to think about, you know, Heroes about 12 years ago, people started talking about going down there. You know what I mean? So people are always looking for a new spot or whatever the next move is going to be.
Check out Heroes. I haven't gone all the way down there.
And
it's ongoing, Carl. Ongoing, baby. I want the link to Free Planet to be measured not in issues, but in feet. I want a full shelf of this thing. That's
East and West. This thing's going. What was East and West? 5 years. It's going to go 6.5.
That's the dream.
Well, don't go by years because East to West might have been that many years, but it was what 50 books.
Yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of story to tell. And you know, I think when you read the first issue, you'll agree that there's a lot to get into. We want to spend some time in this world.
Yeah, I think you're going to keep running it though, back to back, right? You're not going to pause off.
We'll do a little pause.
We got to do little pauses.
But not a saga or East and West pause.
No. Certainly not like that. You know, no. But we do want to pause, like not just to get sell through on the trade, but also so that people have time to get on board. Brooklyn, I know. Don't act like I just an hour of a podcast. I know. I'm fully aware.
Well, to speak to you in wrestling terms, this is our resident heel right here.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I pieced it together.
So what you're gonna do? You're gonna do
the complicated dynamic. I wrote a book about wrestling.
So you're gonna get your 6 inch going, and then it's gonna rock.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, so we want to give a little time because honestly, this thing's designed to be read in the print periodical format. It really is, inclusive
and to be optioned. And to be optioned. You're supposed to say and to be optioned.
Well, that's people are saying a lot of things. A lot of folks out. People say Taylor Sheridan's people might be interested. I don't know. It's just things people say things.
People say things.
You can
listen with all the streaming. With all the streaming, they need world building at this point. And you're getting the blueprint.
They need words
for the word and world building. Yeah, absolutely.
The value they get, the amount of words when they option Free Planet is.
They don't even have to get a rewriter because you've read the whole script for them right there and built the world.
Yeah, first arc, that's like 3 seasons of a show right there. They can spread that out.
We're making light of how dense it is, and it's a lot. It takes you a while to read it, and it's something that's not meant, some of these trades, and I've written some of these trades, it's easy to just burn through it in a night.
Yeah.
And first of all, you're not going to want to do that with Free Planet. And what's more, a month is a good amount of time to digest an issue of Free Planet. I'm not saying you need to take a month to read it, but to think on it, maybe come back to it, read it a couple times, like that's appropriate. And so I really want people to pick up a trade, of course, if they miss the first 6 issues, but the hope, and honestly, I'm pretty confident people will read it and think, wow, I'm missing out not reading this month to month. So I want to give it a little bit of time for people to catch up with us.
Which is what you see, like, not to compare it to something else, but the reading style, like when you read some of the stuff that's coming out of Ghost, what's the thing they call it? Ghost whatever?
Ghost
Machine.
Ghost
like
Machine.
When you see what they're building with Geiger and such, right? Like it is something where you sit there, and sometimes I'll just not read that once, and I'll wait to read 2 back to back, especially when they're introducing a new character or there's a new theme is coming up, because you have to. It's not like something you want to just go like, okay, cool, I want a cliffhanger, I want this or I want that, or like, oh, I'm going to have to go back and reference, and it makes you fantasize about it makes you think later on what you think the rest of the story is going to be about, and go back and look at some of the stuff. And I think that's what you're kind of saying there. And with that, that's good. Like there is room to just have nonsensical.
Apart from the room, I think having a break, it's a good thing. Again, you don't want to have too long of a break. You don't want to have years between, story arcs like Saga did for a stretch there. That might be too long, but having a little break, it helps.
I've talked to retailers. I've talked to retailers, and they say that 6 to 8 issues a year is like you don't want to go any lower than 6, right? And truthfully, like if we start again, if you look at the pages, Jed's putting in the work. The man can only do this, but so fast, right? And like that's true of my approach on this too. It's research led, it's design led. It is a laborious process. Writing it the way I do it takes so much longer. Takes so much longer than the way I used to previously write books. And Jed's doing a ton of work on his end too, not just in terms of the layouts, but the actual detail he's putting into all these pages. And it's making it something really special. But it's only possible because we're taking our time with it. So
what's Image's TPB price for 6, Pete?
What's varies, doesn't it? Especially with the first issue or the first one. A lot of times people will do it lower. I'm not sure.
Did 20?
You might be able to get 20. I mean, it depends. 25? I mean, some of the Walking Dead trades from back in the day were
no 19.
That was a while
15
back.
And 19, yeah. No, but I thought it was 25 with 1 in it or 20 with 1. I'm just trying to figure it out because, like, when you think you're spending that much, you want something that is not going to be like. I really do hate, like Barlord kind of said, you fly through it and you're just
well, it's apart. It's not even talking about the fly through, but you think of it this way: like a lot of titles, if you do month to month and you just keep monthly going with no breaks, it's easy for people to say, you know what. I'm a tap out. Like I can't
for sure.
They tap out. But if you just do it in chunks of 5 and 6 or whatever it might be, it's easy to keep people. Well, I'm on board for this arc, and then you can read. I
mean, that's a half a year still, dude.
They have time if they can't get all the books in at once. They'll have time before the next story arc begins to kind of catch up and reset. Get themselves on board for the next arc and be like, all right, I'm in for the next chunk.
Yeah. By the way, do you know what the cover for the 6th print looks like yet?
The 6th print. No, I haven't gotten that far. We figured out the 5th yesterday. But
Okay, excellent.
Are we gonna do like the Energon universe? We're gonna have like a Decepticon and an Autobot side. We're gonna do 2 for each one. Maybe a third option.
for the second printing.
For the second print, you gotta have at least 2.
No. He's gonna do like
I feel like y'all are jinxing it now. So I want to stop this line of conversation. Also, because boys, I have to go. My tummy's.
Yeah,
running.
I was looking at
I
the
have
time.
to go eat dinner.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
Can I just leave? What's the approach?
Well, we're gonna say, we're gonna close that down. Boys, we're gonna get into this week's stuff. We're gonna run the regular show.
Yeah, we're gonna do other bits, but we will have all the links to everything down below for you, so people can connect. They can find you. They can find your website. They can find your IG. Go check out. Make sure UFOC Free Planet.
Mm-hmm. Go find those Comic Pro books, and then go find those.
Go find those Comic Pro books. There's some on eBay. They go for kind of a lot, but I saw some cheaper ones earlier this week. So who knows? Might find a deal.
We'll go see.
Thank you for having me, boys. This was so fun.
You're welcome anytime.
Dude,
I hope once there's some more issues of this thing out, maybe I can come back and we can talk a little bit 100% spoiler heavy, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Well, just hit us up. You got the contact. If you need to just ask Tony for the cell phone, you can have that too. And just get a hold of us.
Do I just leave right now? Is that what I
Well, yeah, we say bye.
Or are you going to boot me? Oh, we're still saying goodbye.
No, bye.
Oh, bye.
Go ahead. You can leave. See you. Get out of here. Go. All right, there he's gone.
Thanks
all
for
right, that's how you kick him out. Yeah, he's great. Oh, dude, he's funny as shit. He worked out really well. Make sure you guys sub out to that. Make sure you get into some of the stuff. We'll cover some.
Yeah, again, I already got some of the links down below, but if there's any more, I'll add them in. Yeah.
Next time, I think we should chat with him, and when he tells us, like, hey, I have a book that's selling for a lot of money, like, just give us the, like, hey, bro, I have this book. It's kind of hot right now. Yeah, maybe we should. No,
I told you, this is a rough time of year for me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling. I was not
wife's birthday. I got anniversary. I got my immediate family. All of their birthdays coming up within a month span. This is rough for me. And we got the NFL draft, WrestleMania mixed in too.
Nobody cares. So since we're already an hour in. Shout out to him. Thank you very much for stopping by. Make sure we're obviously going to cover that book when it comes out. Throw us into. Let's get going because we're already an hour in.
You want to go into your under the radar stuff?
No, just drop us right into. Reviews. We'll do reviews.
You want to do the reviews? Okay.
We can do UDR. Hold on, we'll do UDR. I guess. Go ahead. But UDR gives away the reviews.
Well, who cares?
Okay, go ahead. UDR. All right. What the shit?
Oh, that's my my background. You're not sharing your screen.
What the? Yes, I am.
This is my desktop.
Okay, get rid. There you go.
There you go. You were supposed to do that part.
I already did it once. It said remove. I removed and put it back. All right, here we go. Because we brought in.
Man, by the way.
I know it was. But next time we'll do all those books because I think some of them are really dope there. But instead, we decided to look at a couple independents. We decided to do a look back on the CBSI Hot 10 list because we haven't done that in a while, mainly on independents. Let's rock and roll and see what we got. By the way,
let's preface it non-option. This is not stuff that got hot because it was option.
Let's preface this. Pete said that, and then there's a couple that might have options because fuck Pete. All right, here we go. Beneath the trees.
That's not why. That's not why this.
But that's not why we're doing
it.
Yeah,
not why. That's what I mean. It wasn't. Sure. Hey, this is an option news. That's not why these hit.
All right. Pete says 2030 Raw cover A. Blah blah blah. 9.8 sales. 85, but 125 to 150. We've covered this book already once or twice. That was in 2023. 9.8. Let's go back to that. 20. It's still holding strong on the 9.8s, and the average Raw kind of sexy, up a little bit still. $40. I mean, not a ton of sales, not like the sales they used to have, but there's still some of there out there. Yeah. This is a good read and it's still holding
for a stretch. It was a solid 50 plus.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, next up. This book was 10 and 15, and there was a second print. Speaking of him not wanting to talk about multiple prints, there definitely was a second print for this too. This is No One Left to Fight, #1. Go dig it out of bins. Raw averaging about $5 for either one.
This was fun.
Second print is a fun book.
I remember that came out.
But also the artist has got an artist on is one of the covers for the new book. Then we got to go with Spears and the Independent just doing art, cells and insides. I thought one had hit the ceiling, averaging 142. High sale of 197.50. Wow. CGC 9.8, 403. 430.
Well, remember, because back in the day, this was the cover. It was,
yeah, this is the cover everybody wanted.
But over time, the cover A actually surpassed this for a stretch. Yeah. Now they're kind of neck and neck. These two,
did not
and
do
the rest
both.
are, trailing behind a little bit.
Yeah, so we got the Spears Monsters #1, the E cover, the tit cover, 9/8 300. Let's check it back out. 430. Okay, still around there, not terrible. Raw,
I still see Pamela Anderson, but Mark said that's not the inspiration. But
Raw Dog in it, 170 pause, 170. Right in that still realm. So Raws are still doing very well for this book, extremely well, as a matter of fact, for this book. Very interesting. Shouldn't have dropped that. Okay. Then I decided to add this because we're talking about it, a little bit of image, different things. This was a very interesting book, one that I kind of wanted to, and I'd never bought it because I thought it was too high. There's only 3 sales of this. They're selling between $300 and $400. El Raw. I will tell you this right now. They still don't sell a ton. This is Duke #1, the 250. I know. Well, there's not a lot of them out there.
There's not a lot of them. These Mac, they're cool. I mean, I do like David Mack. So
yeah, I do too. What do you think, Pete? What do you got here?
Well,
I'll tell you, there's only 1 sale.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's a 1 in 250.
Yeah, dude, it's tough to get this book.
Even with the hype of the release of all these books, and they were exclusive covers, etc. Like, they're still.
See, I had something with this, but then I can't do it because we didn't do our reviews. But we're reviewing Jinx today, by the way, guys. Here we go. Right. There's 198 for 250. I mean, listen, to get it for ratio and a 9.8, I think that's a steal. That's a great deal. So
yeah, for ratio at a 9.8,
I mean, you just got to find one.
Yeah, I mean this, and also getting it in a 9.8. This isn't. You can get a regular copy to read. Like if you're worried about reading the book, like
for sure,
you can find a cover.
Well, what's funny is like all the other variants on this have really dropped off. Like all the low, the 2050. So you can pick those up pretty cheap. The 1 in 10s, because I went back and bought those. Actually, with Tony Fleece, I bought a bunch of the like 1 in 10s and everything for
the
Dirto cheap.
The 1 in 100s were foil,
yeah.
Foil John Boy Myers, I think.
Yes, sir.
On all of them.
Yes, sir. All right, next up.
Like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's not John Boy, but it's foil. It's foil, but not
this
John.
This is foil, yes. This is the Transformer #1 spoil foil cover 1 in 100 from October 2023. Pete says DA dozen pre-sales 750 to 190.
That's just how you clip it. It should be.
I know. 750 to 190. Hold on.
Let's see. He's trying to blame his shoddy clip artwork on me. Like I don't know how to write. So, I know I make typos. I make typos when I write.
But there was other foils for this book too, right?
For Transformers, well, they a couple of the issues. I mean, even the most recent issue that came out this week got a 1 in 100.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know if it was foil. Was it foil? I don't think it was foil though.
So this is Daniel Warren Johnson, not.
Yeah. Kind of like the new story arc. New story arc starts for Transformers. They'll go up to the 1 in 100.
Yeah. Fair. All right, here we go. 9/8 131. Not great. Raw 67 for 1 in 100. So if you need one of these, if you need this in 9/8, I think it's time.
I think it was ratio because I just wanted it for myself. Well,
I mean, if you play close to ratio, you're still kind of good with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 100, you grade it out, it's gonna cost you less.
If I get it graded, it'll get the 9/8. Because it's got the nice thick cover, no damages, and
fair. All right, I threw this in. I don't know why. Dracula, 2023 in November. Now this hit the list a bunch of times, but this was the later portion of it. 40 copies, $40 this week. Couple sold for 60. Didn't highlight that. Probably should have. It was a thank you. Let's see where this is. $40 on average.
I remember if it was a shop that was at a retail mall, like not a retail mall, like the Overstock. You know where you get like the outlet malls. There's a comic shop in the outlet mall, and they had one of these on the shelf.
Have you seen more comic shops moving to places like outlet malls and stuff?
Not many.
We get them out here.
I know of one. There was one that used to be right next to me at the regular mall, and then they moved to an outlet mall.
All right, it's back to the price for the week before when it kind of hurt the top 10 list for the first time. $30, still selling. Average multiple copies of it selling for that, so not bad. Next up, I decided to throw this in, a little bit of ElfQuest because it's a sweet ass book.
Well, this is option related though.
Yeah, but who cares?
I gave you a list. You just decided not to use my list.
People don't like your list, Pete. I can't help it.
Oh, I'm sorry. People don't like the list that I provide every goddamn Friday.
I don't know about that, Pete. Pete says 20 sales. Raw's average hit. Yeah, they don't like it. They still watch it. They argue with you about it. Raw's have hit 350. CGC 9/8, $2,400. Looks like an all-time high. This was in January of 24. Let's see what's happening here. Not an all-time high anymore. $16.95. It came down. Raw averaging for high grade $250. Let's look what we got over there. $350, and the $50 for the rest. So any copy that wasn't really high grade was about $350. So if you're looking for this book, it's a cool book. Buy the book. Go read the whole description
and adaptation.
Or wait for the adaptation. Yeah, sure. Well, it's still a solid book, dude. But the price went back down, which is nice. I mean, it's on the dip, as they say. Grobbits, another fan favorite of this station. 1 in 10. Speaking of 1 in 10s, huh?
This is a fun read.
Yeah. Speaking of 1 in 10s, I don't know, not 1 in 10s. Spiked up to $99. Lingering around $40. See what we got. Jesus, not a lot of sales. I'll tell you that. Averaging for $60, which I think there was on 3 sales. 9/8. There's only 1 sale, 134, and not a lot to go out there and get, man. People aren't letting this book go. I'll tell you that, at least for a reasonable price. Huh?
I'll keep in mind.
Fair enough. All right, for all you pervs, if you mailed in 5 coupons along with a pubic hair in handling costs, JSC. Hey, Pete says this. JSC and Frank Miller.
I didn't say anything about
JSC or a Frank Miller variant. What were the coupons from again?
From Essentia 15, 16, 17, 18. The Essentia.
Whatever.
It's Torpedo.
Right. Miller's book is only like $40, but the JSC sell for $300.
Yeah, this is like a 50-50 like scratch off shot. Like, which one are you gonna get? It's like
it was.
You're gonna get one. It's $300.
Yeah, but people were sending out multiple, so they can try to get both. 9/8's $250. 9/9s. Now I'll tell you, there's a lot of signed 9/9s. There's a lot of 9/9s out there for this, but the regular 9/9, or there are a lot of signed 9/8. Sorry, the regular 9/9, $370. There is multiples.
They came in fancy boxes too, by the way. I have them still right over here if you want to see them. I still got mine.
Not a lot of raw averages up there selling, but they do sell the combo, and the raw average for the 2 of them together is $200. So a little bit of a fallout. Not $300 single anymore, $340 for the 2. It's now down to $200 for the 2. Oh well, not terrible. Still not terrible
for the 2 of them. Yeah, that's. Well, I mean, it's not harsh. I mean,
still $200 for something that cost you like $20.
No. Well. You had to buy 5 books that were like $5 a piece.
5, 10, 15, 20. That's what I said.
Well, no, and then you also had to ship away the coupon, and you had to send them, I think, like $9 shipping and handling or something too. Okay. It was like one of those old school mail-in things.
Yeah.
Maybe like $30.
So you're $50 in, but then can turn it for
$40. You're in for buying a book.
So I mean, 50 for the 2 to 200, still good money.
Not to mention you're clipping coupons from your comic books, which is inherently ruining the value of your book.
The non-value comic books already. Okay, there you go.
There's that.
Hey, I know this is not truly an independent, but it had Invincible in it and linked back to our guy who did editing work for it. Aubrey, if you didn't check out that interview, go back, check it out. It was pretty darn good. Plus a couple of books for you to hunt there through Aubrey. Raws find themselves anywhere between 50 and 100. 9/6 is sold for $190. That's up from $140.
I mean, look at the time that he worked there too. Just to go back to it, like he worked there during House of M.
He worked during all the best
Sentry.
times,
Sentry's coming out now. Like he is like this.
He was in on it, dude, for sure. I wonder. We should have asked him if he swiped shit. We should ask him behind stage. Like, what'd you take from there before you left? Like, what proofs do you have and everything else, right? Oh, I forgot this in my mom's house. Selling it at Idaho Con. All right. Next up, 9/8, $600. Raw averages $175, a high of $220 on this book. everybody loves Invincibles. I was just talking to Drew from One Comments the other day. That's all he could talk. Invincibles.
Well, season 3 was good. I mean, and this book got hot because of season 2.
Right.
And then they did like a Spider-Man, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Fill-in, I guess, if you will.
All right. Speaking of one of my favorite books, it's also a book I was going to put on the review, but I review it and I love
Midnight
it too
Nation.
much, so we just got to review it. Huh? What's that?
I'm talking the homage, the Midnight Nation.
Oh, Midnight Nation, sure. Also a book that at one point $30 plus sales on, so I wasn't buying it. It was getting swiped in a high of 150 a day before, but also somebody snagged for $5. I remember like them trying to charge ridiculous stuff for this, like $50. So I didn't get it. So I'm looking back at this book. This is Geiger number 7, the secret variant, also a homage. I actually have that book. Okay, excellent. $6 now, so it's in Marco price range. $6 average. Thank you very much. Love it.
I don't think I paid much. I don't think I paid a lot for this, but I did get one because I wanted it. I like Midnight Nation.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody hooked me up and just gave me this book.
Yeah.
And act like I actually paid for the book.
I was patient. Yeah, you're patient. You can find stuff.
Shout out, people. That's it for the top 10 look back. Gave you 10, but we got 2 extra books for you under the radar. That's not what it's supposed to be. Under the radar. We talked about it already.
There you
Scarlet
go.
Strike Force. This is the 1 in 10 RI. You can still find this some places, and you can find it pretty cheap. I will tell you if you're a digger, because I have multiple copies.
I'm all about the IDW 1 in 10s. I love digging for IDW 1 in 10s.
You get those ratio boxes, and this is a perfect time for them right now because it's like 8 years old, 6 years I think on this. Somewhere around there.
That's partly why I love going to Baltimore, because I get to hit up Third Eye Comics when they bring out their ratio box. They got their $5 variant.
Yeah, this ends up in like the $3 variant box all the time.
I love digging in those.
Perfect grab for it now. It's becoming popular. We actually talked to him about this book ahead of time, and he was telling us, like, dude, there's guys that are now like really going back and trying to collect this. Raws are $40, and it wasn't just one. There's multiple sales, not a couple sales in the $40 range. For this 1 in 10, kind of rare.
It's not easy to find. This isn't easy to find. I don't have one of these.
They recalled it or something. There's something went on with it, but either way, tough book to find. Make sure you grab it. It doesn't look like much, by the way. It doesn't even look like a ratio because it doesn't really. It doesn't have like
canceled.
Yeah, it got canceled. I know, but I can't remember if they shorted it and pushed it all off at once or whatever. But whatever it was, it didn't go that long, obviously. But the other part that was like, it was a hole that a lot of guys didn't pause. It was a spot in their collecting area where they had
a clip you saying about holes.
No, not about filling things. No. All right. Anyways, go grab them because I definitely have found these for under ratio before, which is dope. All right. Next up, also why we probably should have done our reviews. This book came out as a facsimile today.
We can still talk about the books now. This could lead into the books we talk about. Same difference.
Here you go. I only pulled out 9.2s. I did the clippy thingy. 9.2 going for $1,253. I love selling this book. 9.2 going for $350. I don't know why the second one's $350. Oh, green label. There you go. Even get your green labels in there. I have found this book in terrible shape, and people will still, even the worst shape you can get it, will give you $20 for it raw. I'm talking book. Like it looked like a dog crapped on the book. Got $20 for it. People love Neil Adams. Maybe Neil Adams just signed it after not washing his hands. Rest in peace, Neil Adams, or whatever. But here you go.
Is that an Adams cover? I know Kurt Swan did the interior.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Definitely Neil Adams cover. Yeah, for sure. I love this book, dude. I swear to God, I do. And that is it. And also done in 28 minutes. You are welcome. That was a record to get that done. Pete?
You didn't do it in 28 minutes. You did it in less than 28 minutes.
It was like 106 when he left, something like that. 106, so like 22. We argue probably about more books than we talked about.
All right, so if it's 128 now, if you take 6 away, that's 22.
Okay, well, still that's like 2 minutes a slide. That's amazing.
Has not been a day for math on.
It's not a day for math.
DK started off
poorly. All of a sudden, we're teaching you math.
Yeah. All right,
of how tariffs work.
Anyways, let's go.
All right. How about...
And now for something completely different.
All right. We'll shift on over. Do you want to do reviews now?
No, let's get to news.
Wait,
I'm ready to go because I got something on news. I got something on news I'm ready to talk about.
Okay, well then,
News?
run the thing. You ready, Dub? I'll run your thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm running the thing for news
all
then.
News. Let me get that out of the way for you.
Oh,
I just pulled a Pete.
Well, I was putting it up as you were pulling it down.
All right, go ahead.
All right, talking about some news this week. So I missed last week, and we didn't have a lot of Diamond news last week, but this week I decided to make up for it because there's a lot of. It's like a soap opera. It's like a reality show. There's so many things happening back and forth. It's like a daily. You got to keep up with all the things that are going on. So
keep up with the Joneses.
So let's see what happened here. So the Diamond is bankrupt. We all know that.
Sure.
And then we know that previously Alliance was reported as the winner of the bidding for the bankruptcy, and they were going to be the new owners of what was left of Diamond Comic Distributors. Most of it, and UK was separate, all these things. The CEO came out and said they were going to raise prices. The CEO of Alliance was all excited to get into this. He's an old music guy, just history of distribution, yada, yada, yada. But then something happened, and all of a sudden, Alliance.
I can tell you what happened. They told they weren't going to pay. They said they weren't going to pay the amount of money. Like, listen, this isn't how bankruptcy works. Like, if you're telling the creditors, I sent you something that exactly explained how crediting works. The creditors, and we know this because of a article you sent us before you went on vacation last week. By the way, how's your dad doing?
He's good. He's good.
Very good. IDW was the first one that I think took the shot as soon as they heard about this, because nobody trusts that group, because that group underpays. And what they try to do is a promissory note that they'll pay. They're like the Blimpie Burger.
We're talking about the alleged new, or the winners of the bid. Is that who we're talking about?
What's the other group? Alliance.
Yeah.
So Alliance will give you, they want 2 cheeseburgers now, and they will pay you next Tuesday.
Gotcha.
Well, guess what the creditor said to that? You let that deal go through, Diamond, we're going to sue you. We know this because IDW
Image was suing.
Image,
and I didn't know IDW. Image definitely. Image was sued first. Yeah.
Was the Image first? Okay.
Yep.
So, and by the way, the word is creditor. So it's people who give you something on credit. So creditors, when we use those terms, are anybody who gave Diamond stuff and Diamond owes money to. That's not a debtor, it's a creditor. So the creditors were like, we're going to sue if you accept that deal. And guess what? Diamond said, we're not going to get sued. And why they don't want to do it is because Universal said they'll give you an upfront amount of money, but it's a guaranteed money, right? So you're going to get some money back on your dollar. Instead of, we're going to try to give you this much money and down the road, we'll give you more money. And obviously, good luck, because I'd rather have my 2 cheeseburgers today and a quarter.
Get paid for those, yeah.
Yeah, get a quarter for it, then get paid 5 cents for it today, and a promise that they will eventually one day not say, we're not in the comic book business anymore. We're not going to pay you because we're writing you all off. And that's just the gist of that. Because they could just
part of why Diamond got themselves where they are now, because they were doing too much of that. You could pay me Tuesday for your hamburgers.
Yeah. And that's it. So Universal is smart. They just said, hey, guess what? We're going to give you the 60, what was it? 60 cents?
60. Yeah. 60. They were Universal and AdPopulum there were 2 different companies that did a joint bid, and they were second. So they were the backup bid when Alliance was the high.
And I think 2 weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago.
Go ahead.
I think 2 weeks ago we knew what the number they were offering, because it was 68 cents that Image said that they needed to be paid out and they wouldn't take anything less.
Oh yeah, that was from the lawsuit from Image, correct?
Yeah, so Image said we'll take the 68 cents. We won't take less, because the offer that's on the table. So I mean, spilling the tea or whatever. Image did it. They told you how much. They told you what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll take the 68 cents today, and if you choose, Diamond, not to do that, we're suing your ass for the rest.
For the money. Yep.
And guess where that money comes out of? Then he's going to have to sell all the stuff that he said he wasn't going to sell, like the AF-15s and everything else in the museum, because
Personal things,
they're
yes.
they're gonna get your money.
Oh,
They're
the
gonna get your money
museum.
out of you. What?
I'd say, oh, the museum.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't like I'm surprised people didn't see this coming. We tried not to say anything about it, but like, yeah, I think we said something go watch a couple weeks ago when we talked about Image and saying, well, they're doing something because they're going to get their 68 cents, and that's what it is. So if you think you got, I mean, that's part of Chapter 11. If you think you got all the leverage, you don't. I just don't understand what good, like, who the fuck is whatever the other group's going to sue. Who you gonna sue them for what?
Well, so now,
Because you said you had a deal done and you didn't have it done.
Yeah. So now Alliance is now suing Diamond over this bankruptcy auction. They claim unfair treatment. They say their higher bid was ignored, and allegations are bad faith, secret negotiations. And the first legal hearing for this case will be on May 28th.
It's just not even gonna get there, bro.
So
It's not
unless
even
they
gonna
come
get
up
there.
with a solution before
It's
that.
not even get there.
Right.
Not even that. They're not gonna get there. It's probably gonna get tossed. Dude, look, it wasn't secret. Image told us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Image already told us what it was.
I mean, maybe Image. I do think this is an Image problem. Image was like, bleep you, whatever. But what are you gonna sue for? Like, you sue for what? The creditors in bankruptcy court can pull. I mean, it's fine line. I can't remember what they call it because I haven't taken law class in a very long time. Any law course for that.
Well, to your point, I mean, what are you going to sue for? I mean, the company's already going bankrupt and they're selling to somebody else. Like when they sell it, that becomes somebody else's property. So what do they have left for you to
By the
sue
way,
for?
in the negotiations, from my understanding, one of your
AF-15s and an Action 1 will be called it square.
Yeah, no, but that's not what they're saying. I think they're trying to sue to keep the deal together. But like, here's the deal. Just because you came out and said you won, like, this is where it just happens. They said they won it. They said they did everything else, but apparently they didn't. You know what I mean? Like, they could say they were the highest bidder, sure, but like, that's not how bankruptcy works. It has to be okayed by the creditors. Right. And obviously, as we know, the creditors have said, go fuck yourself. We're not taking that deal. So who are you going to sue? You going to sue Image?
And you know what's weird is just today, my buddy who owns a shop was telling me, he's like, yeah, I finally finished setting up my Alliance account. I'm like, oh, I guess now. Maybe you didn't need to.
So really quick, I want to just go back and talk about.
With that being said, hold on. With that being said, the court can overrule the creditors, but that's very rare. Like, that's not when you're telling them. I don't think it's a good look because if you're now, I mean, let's just say this, and I don't know anybody over there at Alliance, right? But like, if you're pissing off all of these comic like publishers who you don't have, you have zero. The only
who's
thing
going to want. The point is, who's going to want to work with you then? If you,
but the publishers are saying what the publishers are saying in their defense is why. Let me explain why I'm saying they're going to get cheeseburgers today and give them 5 cents and then give them 25 cents under the plan. And this is probably what Universal will debate, or not Universal, Diamond will, is Alliance had said, even in their statements when they were bragging about winning, that we're just going to use the distribution network. That's all we want. Not even for comics. So why would it be advantageous for publishers to allow Alliance to promise money to them down the road when they can get the 64 cents now, right? So they're going to say, you say it's a better deal, but look, as creditors, I think I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I only play one on the internet, but here we go. None of these views are Rennavision approved, whatever the fuck we got to say.
Should I
got good lawyers come for me. Huh?
Should I invest in NFTs?
No, I got good lawyers. I really got good lawyers.
It's very topical right now. Should I pay my tax?
Yeah, no, good lawyers come for me because every time I say that, they don't come for me anymore. But please,
they got their own problems.
Yeah, but here we go. So what I'm saying is, like, when you look at this, you're going to go into court, and your argument is what again? Go back to what they said in their statement. By the way, they can't shut up. I've never heard of a company
more, but kind of for later.
I've never heard a company come out and say the dumbest shit ever. Like, when you're in negotiations, a little secret, don't say anything till it's done, till it's signed, till everything's done. Because you came out and did all this, and the first thing Image said was, fuck you tomorrow. That's what they said. They said, no, we're not doing that. If you probably wouldn't have said anything, if you would have kept your mouth shut and not released this statement, then you know what they probably would have said is like, oh, we didn't know. But they were bragging. They've been bragging for what, a month and a half now about this deal? I mean, what did you think they were going to do? We got Diamond. We're going to use their distribution networks. We don't care about comics. Whatever. Da. Who cares? Wait, what?
We're going to ship our toys.
We're going to ship the toys through them.
Our music, yeah.
Yeah, our music. Yeah, our music. We all heard
Record Shop Day, baby.
Yeah, free Record Shop Day. And we're going to take all the accounts. So we're going to be able to do free Record Shop Day now in all the LCSs. That's the link. Well, guess what? You just told the people you weren't going to fucking pay them. What'd you think they were going to do? What'd you think they were going to do?
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Bro, I mean, I don't know how they bought their other companies, but I'd be surprised if they told the people there they weren't going to pay them either. But you pretty much have publicly told people, from what we've heard comments coming out from your mouth, that you weren't going to pay the creditors. And you could say you were going to pay them a year, 2, 6, 4, 9 years from now. Cool. But that the credits due. Diamond's in bankruptcy because the credits due. Hey, my man, you got the pink notice on your door. Now, some of you don't know what that is because some of you don't buy things. I've never had one before, but I'm telling you, if they put the pink notice on your door, you're losing the property, right? And Diamond got the pink notice on their door. The creditors have come. The creditors have come, and they want their money. And by the way, if you think they're going to give up now, no, they want their pound of flesh. So good luck. By the way,
I don't care from where on your body it comes from.
Yeah, I don't care. Exactly.
1 ounce short.
Good reference. Nice reference. Good reference. Very. And McConaughey movies are all great.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, like, but here's the bigger outlining thing. Who cares? Like, I'm sorry, but who cares? Nobody's going back to using Diamond. They're not. Everybody's already got an account in Lunar.
Well,
everybody.
Dynamite. Dynamite did not leave. Dynamite went with the ship.
Well, I mean, there was choices made. Probably not smart ones. Probably somebody's going to lose their job over that. So
there have been some delays. It's made trying to do my watch list a little.
Dude, listen to me on this one. You better. This is just going to extend. Hey, hold on. Diamond's been giving them all this credit and keep extending it. So how much can they keep running for with their 15 covers, with their 35 covers?
15.
Whatever. I mean, eventually it comes to an end.
28?
15 versions of what
I don't know. I don't know. But 1 + 1 doesn't. I mean, we've been mad at math all day long. 1 + 1 does not equal 15 and a half and 3 2/3. All right. It doesn't equal that. So, like, the math on that ain't mathing either. Like, none of it's mathing. There's no math going on here that makes any sense. But I will tell you, a lot of people left for Lunar. A lot of other people went to Penguin, and and here's the problem. A lot of LCSs who are struggling right now anyways, and have to decide on what books they're going to make and what books they're not, have already left and pretty much canceled their Diamond because there's no point in it. Because what few books they're ordering to keep their shops open are not coming from Diamond, and if they can't sell it that week, somebody's going to go to the internet or go to a different store and get it. They will not go back. They're creatures of the habit. If you do something for 30 to 60 days, like that's the big thing with quit smoking, right? If you can do it for 30 days, you're probably going to do it for 3 months. If you can do it for 3 months, you're done smoking. Same thing with this. Well, Pete, not everybody's a Pete.
I tried probably a dozen times. Yeah, 30 is 30 you can do. I can do 30. After that, it's yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you start getting in the habit, why would you move? That's why people never move from Diamond. A lot of these guys who were bitching and moaning used to bitch and moan about Diamond. You know why they didn't move? Because they're just creatures of habit. It's easier for them to not go do something new. Well, guess what? They got forced now. I'm saying a lot of them, Pete. Believe me, and Dub know a lot.
All I'm going to say is, I'm just saying, just also remember, Diamond was pretty lax on payments.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm talking about, hold on now. I'm talking about the legitimate people.
I've heard.
I'm not talking about the con artists. I'm not talking about
I'm just
any
saying, I've
given
heard
Wednesday.
Like, well, they'll collect when they collect.
Yeah.
That was Diamond's rules. And then now that things are switched, some of the other ones be like, nope. No.
Well, I agree. But what I'm saying is like the guys that were running, just how they were running it and had moved over. That's not why some of those guys didn't do it. There was a percentage of people who would go to Diamond. We've talked about that before because of their predatory terms where you didn't have to really pay.
All right.
Yeah, pay when you can.
Yeah, well, you got it.
Right.
Cool.
But that's after the era. Hold on though. But that's after the era of Diamond screwing discounts, like the tier discount system where it was all screwing everybody over. So, I mean, that's something else we can talk about. But people didn't leave after that. So those people weren't going to leave. But I'm telling you, some of those people that weren't on the free credit system, that were paying their weeklies, were paying their monthlies, and they just use the same system, have left. And not one or two. I'm talking hundreds, which there was already thousands that left before that. So go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, well, I mean, to your point, there's still unlimited. There's a limited number of shops out there. Like,
right.
So,
Doug, did you have something to say?
Well, my question is that you said nobody cares. Nobody's going to go back to Diamond. We just talked about it for like 20 minutes. Do we want to continue to talk about this? Do you want to know what happens like next week, next month? Do we want to continue to do this? Do we care about what happens to Diamond?
Eventually, when Universal just takes it over, it's going to be like, yeah, Universal took them over. And then maybe we can look into something like that. But like, what holdings are they going to have? I just don't understand the holdings. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, because a lot of publishers have already jumped ship for the most part. Like, there's nobody really exclusive.
But it's not just the publisher. It's not just what I'm telling you is the frontline people. Like, their consumers are not us. They're not the people who go into LCS. Their consumers are brick and mortar LCS owners and online businesses, right? And I'm not talking about a guy that only does 100 books a month or pays
No. I know what
like
you're
a lot
saying.
of people are on the Diamond thing because you could do the 1 month thing where you could only pick up minimum books for a month or whatever you pay. That's not their focal majority of the people that would do distribution.
No, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that certain publishers like, well, we're not exclusive to Diamond anymore, so you can get your books through Penguin or Lunar or whatever. Like,
right,
they've already left. Like,
but what I'm saying is,
why are you going to order through Diamond and get it later and pay a quarter more per book if you can get it now where you have the best deal through Penguin or Lunar or.
But what I'm saying is there was a large portion of people still going through Diamond, even though the discounts weren't as good. They just didn't want to switch over, or they were overusing the credit, right? Those are the two main possibilities of everybody who stayed there. Guess what? There's no more credit, no more, and they're not getting your books on time. Those people have left. The people who finally moved over, they're not going to move back. So the only way you're going to get the other people back is if you offer crazy credit again, where like, if you pay, and then you're going to get into the same situation because you don't have any publishers that are going to be exclusive, except for Dynamite. I guess you can get all the Dynamite books.
Yeah, get Dynamite.
All 363 covers.
Get all your black and whites, your Copic, you got your trade dress, your no trade dress.
I mean, that makes
we got a blue background, we got a red background, we got a green background.
That does make sense why they could do all those covers. Because shit, it's all on credit anyways. It's funny money.
All right. Well, we'll update more as this goes on, but we need to move on to our next section here, and we're going to talk about the box office. Now, both of you, I believe, know what the number one movie in America.
I did not go and see because we had too much going on.
Why do they cast somebody with the fucking worst lisp I've ever heard in my fucking life is beyond me. But go ahead. Did you watch it? It was.
I didn't watch it. No, I just said I didn't get to go.
Go ahead. Minecraft.
The number one movie.
I didn't know Cody Rhodes was in this movie. Who's got a lisp?
Oh no, Cody Rhodes doesn't even sound like he's got a lisp compared to the kid. That kid's list was just atrocious.
Oh, I didn't know it was the kid.
Bad.
$162.8 million.
Yeah,
not bad.
The number two movie was $7.3 million.
I told you that thing was going to be a monster.
Statham?
Told you it's going to be a monster. Dude,
So
I'll tell you this.
movie beat Super Mario Brothers as the #1
Yeah.
movie in like.
Here's some of the reason why, though.
Video games, yeah.
Early on, I don't know what these hoodlums were doing on the internet, but we had to put a stop to it in ours. They were doing something with the Chicken Rider where they were like throwing popcorn, but they're trying to go viral.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. Like people just doing TikToks, trying to record, throwing sodas, and
yeah. So we caught it before it was going off. We said, as I said in our chat, I said, "You guys hear about this?" Because we went
Chicken Jockey or something.
Chicken Jockey, and we heard it. And one guy turned to me, and I said, "Oh, okay, we'll take care of that situation. We ain't doing it." It was 3 of us dads and about 10 little kids, and I was like, "Ain't happening here."
There were some people like they spoke up, like they kind of chattered, like they might have said something, but no.
Well, there was about
no shenanigans of throwing.
There was 20 people that had to leave the situation. Didn't even get to see Chicken Jockey. We took care of that situation real quick, and then the rest of them kind of moved towards the front where their neck was up and they could yell and do whatever they want, take pictures of each other there. But to ruin the movie for use, these little kids or whatever, probably not going to happen. So,
I don't think
besides that,
watching our show,
huh?
I don't think there's little kids watching our show at 11, 12 on a Wednesday.
No. Talking about the Minecraft movie. So we had like 3 or 4 rows of it wasn't just ours. We had like 3 or 4 rows. A couple of us dads had taken time off, and so we just had people drop them off. And there's a couple other families that had little kids, mainly in the main area. But then we had these utes. Hey, I get it, man. You see something on the YouTubes or on the TikToks.
What's a ute?
A ute? But it was Friday during the daytime too. So I was like, shouldn't you be at school or getting a job or something? You know what I mean? If you can drive, you should have a job or be in school on a Friday. But they didn't. They're trying to do the Chicken Jockey thing, and it wasn't happening. Just wasn't happening in our theater.
Maybe they were influencers.
You can influence these nuts.
That was their job.
Maybe that's their job. Yeah.
Yeah, their job was you could stand in the hallway.
They got 1,500 subs on IG and TikTok. They gotta. Did
they buy them all?
Fan base.
Well, they spend $300 to buy 15 subs.
No, they just got their mom to do it.
Mom, write the check. Mom, write the check.
Anyway,
so Minecraft movie has actually even beaten Barbie to become Warner Brothers' 3rd biggest domestic debut of all time.
Barlow, I'll tell you, it wasn't as good as Mario Brothers. Wasn't as good as Mario Brothers.
Was it as good as Barbie?
Yeah, it was way better than Barbie. Was trash.
Barbie was pretty funny.
Barbie was trash. There was some fun stuff. For those people that don't know, like
it was about horses. I kind of lost interest.
For those people that don't know, I play like every once in a while, like once a week, I spend an hour with the kids to play video games, and we play. We alternate between Star Wars, the Lego game, and Minecraft. Like those are the 2 ones I play with my kids. I try to do.
You like
not too much.
You like going and hunting for wood, chopping down trees.
No, that's not how it works. You know what I do? They want certain biodomes. So what I do is I get a boat and I drive as that glitch thing comes in, and then I find the biodome, and then they do something called TPing, which I thought was toilet papering, but it's not. And they like show up where I am, and they're like, stay here, and then pretty much they just jump back and forth, and then I just dig holes all the way into the ground and go, oh, there's some diamonds here. And then they TP again and they steal the diamonds from underneath me. And that's what they do. Or if I see a chest or something or like some structural thing. For instance, I was on the boat and a structural thing, and he's like, hey, and he's like, I got TP, stop. And then I stop, and he goes, turn to the right. He's like, okay. And there's like some structure, and he TPs. He's like, there's 2 chests in here. And he goes in, and he takes all the stuff out of the chest, and then he goes, stay here because I got to TP back and forth. So he kills himself and then TP's back.
I don't understand a word you just said.
Don't worry, I don't understand much of it either. I don't understand a whole lot of it.
My son, I couldn't get him. I remember getting it for Christmas, and he just couldn't get into this. My brother and I ended up playing this for like 2 hours, like Christmas Eve. Like, all right, we'll get you started. We'll build you a cabin. I'm like, shit, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My brother knew what he was doing. Like, all right,
I get yelled. I mean, it is. Luckily,
trees, we're bringing shit back.
We actually had to stop at one point. There was no Minecraft because the kids get wild and they start yelling or raising their voice to you, and that just isn't going to happen. So we had to cut it out from it. Now they're like, they say please a little bit more, like if they accidentally go, because they get so excited they don't know what they're doing, right? And then, but then they'll say sorry. So No, but this was good. They enjoyed it. All of them loved it. Chicken Jockey was. There's this little zombie on a chicken called Chicken Jockey. Awesome. Does kind of look like. Didn't somebody say
a rare thing to find in the game if it can happen where there's a little baby zombie riding a baby chick.
I will tell you, that scene was hilarious.
Her apparently is really random.
The scene is hilarious.
Rare.
It is absolutely hilarious. I will tell you the. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't see this movie, but I have an insider who did see this movie. He's got a couple of kids that he went with, and he told me that there was all kinds. He doesn't know much, but his kids are all into it. There was Easter eggs. There was a huge YouTuber or Twitch guy who like used to play this game, and then he like passed away, and then like they had an Easter egg of him in there. He like he went across screen with a pig with a crown on his head or something. I don't know. I don't remember his name. But that happened, and so he was filling me in on all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to talk about.
Oh, that's what the pig with the crown thing was.
Yeah, it was like
because everybody got wild with that too. I had no clue what that shit was. Okay,
a streamer who passed away, and everybody knew who he was. They all played him and watched him. So, and that's what his kids were all excited about it. Cool. And they all knew.
He's got older kids.
Yeah, they're probably in their teens, early teens. Yeah,
because the teenage. That's what those kids that were getting wild with the chicken thing. They said something.
But then there's another girl that I talked to as well, and she's probably high school age, and she said so many people, all the boys that were in her classes went to this movie over the weekend. She said high school kids are seeing it, and this guy who I talked to, his kids were seeing it, so they're all it's that age group.
That makes
12 through like 19, I think, are the main.
No. It's like it's literally like 4-year-olds to 19-year-olds. Like that was the makeup. Yeah, I mean there was a little. Yeah. Well, I mean it's better than letting your kid play Call of Duty, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's
I mean they were wild in here. They were laughing at jokes. I don't know. It was fun. I will tell you, I like the way they started out because they did this like 2-minute narrative in the beginning to try to give you the laydown so that you can understand most of the stuff.
Was it like a recap of what happened before?
It was a recap of
thing.
Yeah, kind of, but nothing happened before. But yeah.
All right. Well, anyway,
the guy Momoa's hilarious in that fucking thing. He's hilarious.
You like him now?
Why did I not like him?
I thought you hated that guy.
I thought you didn't.
Why would I hate him? I don't even know him.
Oh. Well, I don't know him personally either, but
I'm not a fan of that guy. Yeah.
No, I didn't want him in every single movie like they did with. Never mind. He was funny in everything.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about Tron. He's
gonna be Lobo. He's gonna be Aquaman. He's gonna be Hercules. He's gonna be I don't want him in everything.
No, it's full of lasers. Hercules. This is a sequel to 2010's Tron Legacy. We got a trailer. Jared Leto went to the real world from the Tron world.
Joker.
And AI. Yeah, lots of things. So this is coming to theaters October 10th. We'll see how that goes.
You remember the original Tron? The original Tron was pretty cool when I was a kid.
It was really dope. I still think it's dope.
Leitner? Yeah, that's still good. Yeah.
Yeah, with the guy, those light cycles, and you would go to like the Sears, and they would have the arcade game with the ball. Like,
yeah,
there wasn't many games that had the ball as the centipede. Sure, but not many ball games.
Can we just go back to like the Boondock Saints and call it a day?
Why? This is Daryl Dixon. Leave him alone.
No, it's the brother from the Saints.
Well, that's one brother. Then you need Sean Patrick Flannery, but
is he dead?
No. Granted, I haven't seen him since.
Hey, Boondocks 2. That dude did not look good, bro.
What was the movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar where she was like baking stuff and it was like Simply Irresistible? There was some weird ass. He was also young Indiana Jones. But
was Tron Legacy the second one? That was the second one, right? That actually wasn't bad. I'll tell you, it wasn't bad.
That movie,
Barlord. I'm with Barlord. Not a terrible movie.
I'm a big fan of Legacy.
It was tough seeing like the bridges. Right? Wasn't that the one like the AI or the CGI wasn't there yet to do?
The young, when he
to do the DH, like he looked
the quote unquote clone. Yeah,
it was creepy.
Whatever.
It creeped me out. Yeah, it creeped me out.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Anyways, what's up with this?
All right. So this is Death Stranding was a video game that came out a couple years back, and now there will be a movie adaptation of it. We don't know if Daryl Dixon will be starring in this movie or not, but he did star in the video game.
Who's Daryl Dixon?
This
The
guy,
Boondock Saint.
Boondock
Oh.
Saint.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus is his
Yeah.
is his real
He also
name.
did he rode a motorcycle around the country. He had like a little
Yeah.
traveling show, I believe.
Dude, he also was, what was his name? Sunshine in that, or was it Happy Jack? What the hell is his name? He played that biker in the movie that was supposed to be done off the Warlocks. The hell was the name of it? It had the wandering Jew guy from Peaky Blinders. The guy who played twins, where they were, one was gay and one wasn't, in the English show.
What, Tom
Twin?
Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah. When Tom Hardy was
He
a biker.
wasn't in that movie, was he?
Yeah. He was Happy Jack or Happy whatever. The biker that came in from
Bike Riders?
Guy.
Yeah, Bike Rider. He was the guy that came in from LA. What?
No, that was a different guy.
No, it was him.
It looked like Norman Reed. It wasn't Reed.
He was in Bike Riders. It's in his list.
Was he?
Thank you very much. What do you know, Pete?
Funny Sonny.
Funny Sonny, that's his name. Happy Jack, Funny Sonny, whatever.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. All right.
Funny
Some other
Sonny.
news. We got a few
Man,
different bits
Austin
of
Butler
news.
being in it too. It was weird. Went to my parents' house. My dad was watching Dune 2, and he's like, I haven't watched Dune 1 yet. I'm like, Dad, why are you watching Dune 2 if you haven't watched Dune 1? And then he starts going, he's like, it's kind of weird. That kid played Bob Dylan. I was like, yeah. And he's fighting Elvis Presley. So
With Timothy Chalamet and Austin Butler.
yeah, Chalamet and Austin Butler going head to head.
I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but cool story.
Talking about Dune 2.
I like Dune 2.
It was good, but you got to
that
watch
was good.
Dune 1 to have some context.
All right.
All right. So we got a lot of news out of
The news.
John Wick this week. We're getting a
Oh,
John Wick
Yes.
number 5.
Yes. That's
After
not
years
even
of
enough.
speculation, the next one, well, it's not enough. Yes, you are correct. It is not enough because we're getting this movie with Keanu and Chad. We are getting an animated prequel film of John Wick. And
that makes sense.
will-
Fine.
right? So he is, it's going to
They did
be Chad Stileski is also involved, and Keanu is also involved in this movie. He's expected to voice John Wick, of course. It's a prequel to the first movie, and then we are also getting a spin-off movie.
Oh, the ballerina stuff. Oh,
No,
and then
this
we're
is
also
actually
getting a Donnie Yen.
Donnie-
We knew the Donnie Yen, didn't we? I thought we already knew that. Yeah.
Well, he's going to direct it, is what the news was. Donnie Yen is actually directing the movie,
Oh, nice.
starring Donnie Yen. So
Right. Jackie
Um,
Chan starring Jackie Chan, right?
right, exactly.
No, it's
Yeah,
Ip Man.
Who?
Hitman is Donnie Yen. Hitman? Hong
Did
Kong?
he do Hit? Did he
What?
direct Hitman too?
IP.
IP, yeah.
Ip Man. Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of those, I believe.
No, there's like 8 of those things.
Oh, I've only seen the first few. I saw
No,
the
there's
first
not
2.
8.
I think I saw 2
There
of
isn't?
them.
There was like 4. I think Dub was right. I think it was like 3
It
or
sure
4.
seemed there was like 8.
I don't know. The first 2 were pretty.
That's
good.
the guy that was Ip Man?
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was also
Ip Man.
the Force is with me. That's him.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Donnie
nice. Okay.
I'm one with the
Yep.
Force. The Force is with me.
Yeah.
So,
All right, fair.
Point being, I mean, not. I mean, it's been a couple of years since John Wick 4, but how are we getting to 5?
Because
I don't
4
know.
is sweet. Because you know what's sweeter than John Wick 4? John Wick 5. I mean, come on.
John Wick
Again,
5.
if you watch John Wick 4, you know what happens.
Hey, guess what? Movies.
It's movies. It's movies, Pete. That's it.
John Wick 4 made a
Um,
shit ton of money.
I
All
should have
right. So
worn my Baba Yaga t-shirt instead of this one.
Look at the name.
I got it.
Baba Yaga.
Matthew's
See?
agreeing with
Matthew?
Marco.
Thank you. People act like I don't know.
'Cause You
8?
don't usually know.
There were
There is
8?
Dude, it's wild. Yeah.
Holy shit! I got a lot of catching up to do, Matthew.
Yeah. So Marvel Rivals has a season 2 trailer, and you're gonna get Emma Frost and Ultron in it as playable characters. It's gonna feature Krakoa and the Hellfire Gala, and all of this launches in 2 days, April 11th.
Well,
so they're going over the weapon of
Rocket looks like it's a Crash Bandicoot character. Emma Frost is looking thick.
Mm-hmm. And very
who's the blonde haired guy? Why is Lancelot in there?
I think it's Nova.
That has no shot.
That's not. It can't be Nova. Yeah, I feel like is this Tangled? What are we watching here?
Is that supposed to be? Oh, there's no way that's supposed to be. What's his name? Because he did have blonde hair.
Star-Lord?
Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, is that what he looked like in the Hellfire Gala? I don't know, because that's what this is.
Oh, the Hellfire Gala, those covers.
Yes,
Remember?
Gala.
Yeah, Nakayama did most of those.
He did.
They were all like fashion
first
mags.
Year, right?
Fashionistas.
The first, there was 2 years of them.
Okay.
We had 2 sets. But that's what they're covering, Krakoa and the Hellfire Gala. That's why Emma Frost is involved. There's a certain kind of character that there's limited, and she's going to be that new. I don't remember what it was. I don't play this game, so I'm not sure.
Big hipped woman. She's in Australia.
I can't hang. I tried playing this game. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just keep dying and restarting, and I got to keep going back to home base. And where is everybody? And I run, and then I die. And where is everybody?
So we are getting a the Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender movie. So this is going to be done by the original creators. Takes place after the original series ends, but before The Legend of Korra starts. So it's going to be like teenager, almost young adult versions of all of the characters.
I can't wait.
I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, for sure.
January 30th, this will be out. I'm a huge fan of.
So who's Aang? Who's Aang?
Aang. He's the main character of Avatar: Last Airbender. You should watch
the guy in the middle.
It's actually really good. No, he's the guy all the way on the left, orange and yellow.
His name's
Airbender. Aang. It's pronounced Aang.
Aang. Okay.
Just Aang, not Aang. Just Aang.
Aang. Aang.
It's today's math deficient day, not reading deficient day. You can pronounce it.
Aang. All right. I thought that guy had a different name than Aang. No.
Yeah, it's Aang, not Aang. That's why it's different. So just for you, Marco, Twilight is going to be in concert. So you can watch the movie with a live band and orchestra. It's going to tour 60 cities.
I'll be honest.
This fall.
What in the shit did I just walk back into?
Yeah.
For Marco, this is just for Marco.
Repeatedly.
Wait, you want to see this? It's only one night.
Here, I got.
Dude, that you want to turn one night into a fucking lifetime? Go watch this.
Here,
dog.
I got something for Margaret. Granted, I probably should have bought this for you instead of for myself, but I just thought it was cool, so I bought this for myself. I got the Baba Yaga Wolverine 1 T-shirt for myself.
That's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
We should scan that and do it ourselves and resell.
And then, since we do T-shirts ourselves, I did get myself. I gotta get one of those. This is what I'm gonna say. I mean, in all seriousness, was there any songs that like came out of this that people know? Because wasn't it just? I mean, my wife. I don't think there was. I don't think there was like a big soundtrack song. Like,
I can't remember how many. Was there like 8 of these movies?
There were several movies.
There were 4.
But there was definitely soundtracks. There was definitely songs that came out of this that I don't know which movies had the soundtracks or what. There are definitely songs that are.
I'll admit, I saw
all influential to people who like these movies. I will tell you.
I saw all 4 of these movies. I listened to all 3 of these books. Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, look, man, my wife watches a lot of bullshit she don't want to, so this is the bullshit I had to watch, and all I just remember is one. The only thing I can remember is the girl yelling at her dad about the car, and that. I couldn't tell you what these fucking movies are about. I'll be honest. I feel bad. I couldn't tell you.
Here's the thing that we'll kind of you watch these movies or read these books.
Did he die?
Well, he's a vampire.
So they can't die? Wait, did they sparkle in sun or did they not?
Here's my point. Think of it as a vampire. I've got a boy. I've only got one kid. I got a boy. So I don't have a daughter. Margaret, you have a daughter. Imagine if your 17-year-old daughter gets involved with a vampire who, yes, may look like he's 17, but in reality is 100-year-old man.
That's a pedo shit, dude.
Isn't that some weird shit? Like, isn't that
is weird? That's fucking weird. That's the premise. You're right.
That's what the whole basis of this thing.
Another part of the story. There's a werewolf.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a 16-year-old werewolf who's like,
claim the baby.
I'm
gonna marry the baby.
And then he
wait, what? How did I miss any of this shit?
Oh yeah,
I really wasn't paying attention to this shit at all. He's gonna marry the baby of what?
The baby that these two had.
The baby that the vampire.
Oh, they had a baby.
The vampire
was that in the movies?
Yes, he like zones in.
I swear to God, don't let her know. I probably fell asleep during this shit. I had to have fallen asleep. All right, next.
Yeah, if this wasn't written by a woman, I'd be like, man, this is some messed up shit. Like this dude's got some problems. But
she probably one of those teachers. You know what I mean? One of those ones that have to go to jail because she with boys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Send her.
All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah,
I didn't know you guys were so excited about the
I don't remember none of that shit. I don't remember a damn thing about that. Maybe I didn't see him. To be honest, I thought I did. I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about some streaming news. We got some amazing news this was sent to me today by my buddy Comic Man Andy. Shout out Comic Man Andy.
Shout out Comic Man Andy.
The Last of Us has been renewed for season 3 right before the premiere date of this Sunday at 9 p.m. on HBO Max. Season 2 will start. So
is he coming out here? Or are we going over there? What are we doing? Wait, so the dude and the other dude got together and fell in love? Fair enough.
Wait, what?
In the end, apparently the vampire and the werewolf got married.
I'll believe him because I don't remember.
No,
so what are we doing
about the little
I can't do it. I didn't talk to Andy about it because I don't have time to be able to put it together.
Oh,
it has to be like a quick turnaround, and I thought about it.
I get it. What day does it come out? Wait, what days it come out?
On Sunday. It comes out on Sundays.
It's Sunday.
So why don't we just have 30 minutes or 3 minutes with Andy and doing Last of Us on here? Segment on Wednesday.
I mean, on Wednesday, if we do a segment on Wednesday, we could do something like that. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. All right.
Let's do it. Yeah, maybe. All right. Yeah. See if Andy wants to pop in for. We'll do a right near. 3
minutes with Andy. Yeah.
But yeah. So this weekend, on like I said, 9 o'clock on HBO. So season 2 and 3 is confirmed, and then possibly another one as well. But we'll see what happens with.
Wait, it's having this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday
they'll start the new
season here next Wednesday.
Yeah. So,
shout out to the people that will be staying in my house for the next couple weeks.
We can figure it out. If you want to talk to Andy, if you guys want to do a quick little recap on Wednesday, we can work that in.
All right, I'll talk to him and see what he's got time for.
Oh, nice, good. We're gonna get fucking little basement dwellers mad. I love that shit.
Oh, people, yeah. This is.
I'll talk to you. You can spoil for me later, Doug.
All right. We'll talk about it. Yep. All right, let's move on. So we also got a trailer for the new Predator animated movie coming to Hulu.
What the fuck is that?
Indeed, what is it?
Indeed,
that is a predator, and he is hunting.
It's a Yuta or a Yuta. I don't know how to say them.
It's a Yuta.
Is that we've been taking them steroids?
It's just a big predator.
Just a big predator. Yeah, exactly.
What do you eat? Godzilla?
I don't know. Like, so I like Predator. I'm a fan of Predator, but
no, it is not.
The animation on this did look a little, I don't know, but it looked a little generated.
Sus.
Animation can be a little wonky.
Yeah, it looked a little
as
wonky.
the kids say, a little sus.
But it follows 3 warriors and human. It's a Viking. It's like 3 different parts in the movie. There's a Viking part, a ninja part, and a World War II part. So like this predator hunts people during different times.
Sure.
It's on Hulu. You don't have to pay for it. I mean, if you already have Hulu, you can watch it.
You're right. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. You're right.
June 6th.
Oh well, that's a ways off, but we'll keep this in the back burner for then.
Yeah, we just got the trailer. So,
dude, I got the punching bag a little while ago, man. I've been working.
Well, I mean, because dude, Daredevil's ending. We only got one more episode of Daredevil left.
I know, that's crazy. So Marvel released an 8.5-hour video of Hugh Jackman breathing. Literally, it was on. They streamed it for 8.5 hours, and I'm like, I couldn't understand what it was. But if you look at the caption for the movie or for the video, it's April. It says April is National Stress Awareness Month.
Oh, shut up, Marvel.
Feel your adamantium bones melt away. They show this, and every 45 minutes to an hour, he holds up his claws and.
Oh, so it was a recorded thing. What I was going to say, was he actually sitting there breathing for 8.5 hours?
I don't think
it was a live stream of him breathing.
Barlord, I think this is for people that got like mental issues or whatever, and they gotta they don't know how to handle it. So this dude helps them out. Yeah, they woosah him. Woosah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but then I read this and I was like, all right.
Yeah, all right. Shout out being creative to help out people that need it. Okay. All right, fair enough.
Moving on. So we got a teaser for Peacemaker season 2, and we got a date.
Dude, I love that shirt,
August
bro.
21st.
That is something I would definitely wear, dude. Huh?
That's a shirt.
Needs a couple more buttons opened up.
One more. Just one more.
There's one.
Just one more.
August 21st on Max.
That's I can tell you how many he has. That's already 3.5 buttons already undone. You go 4. It's a half.
That looks like 2.
3.5 would get you where you want to be. This is only like 2,
3, and then this one's already popping off a little bit, so it's 3.5. 3.5. Hey, listen, as the open bare chest expert of the channel, I will tell you 3.5.
I like how I guess they're hiding the missing bit that he's got going on back here.
Why? Was he balding?
Oh yeah. You ever watch a wrestling match?
Don't knock the guy for balding.
I know. I'm just saying you can't hide that shit in WWE when it's live. There's
okay. The dude's okay. He'll be all right.
Oh yeah, I've got no problem with Cena.
We got a new poster for it. Welcome to Derry. It's a series coming out it's going to be on HBO later this year or Max. I'm not sure what it's called nowadays. It keeps changing.
It's just Max. It's just different color.
Is it? I thought
I think the logo went black instead of the blue purplish thing.
Got it. Okay. And then Captain America: Brave New World is coming out.
It's a brave new world.
I don't know if that song was in the movie, but maybe. And we have a deleted scene because they released a deleted scene.
Better than I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was decent.
Nice.
The digital release will include 3 deleted scenes. One of them they released. It's a scene of Anthony, Sam fighting. He's actually boxing in a ring, trying to get information from somebody, but like having a friendly sparring match in a boxing.
There you go.
But digitally, it will be released on April 15th, which is about a week from now. But that's, where you rent it and buy it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then it comes out on 4K and DVD on May 13th, which is
I wonder what movies they're going to show on the flight. We picked out the menu.
Probably some newer ones. They usually do.
You never know. Usually they give you the whole thing.
Oh, man, we should play a game. We should guess Marco's flight movie.
You guys want to guess what I ordered for my meals? So it's a 13.5 hours straight. So we get like 4 meals.
4?
Wow.
Well, you get a breakfast meal. You get
snack.
it's like a brunch. Then you get you gotta remember we're in first class, so you're getting a
breakfast brunch and
a main meal.
Sure, it's not lunch.
And then you snacks on top of that, but one's kind of parfait something or another. I don't know, man. It was wild. The shit they're serving is wild.
You getting a yogurt parfait?
No, it ain't that. It is some artisan blah 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 blah. I can't even remember. The kids are fucking pumped. They're not gonna eat any of the shit, but that's all right.
All right.
Monopoly. It's been a while since I've flown first class. I went to first class going to California.
I had to Baltimore all the time. Series lands at next.
We're going to get a Monopoly reality competition show.
Yeah, for sure.
On Netflix.
It looked good.
And it's We don't know.
What?
This has nothing to do with the movie from Margot Robbie that's coming out. So that's a separate thing. This is simply
Wait, this is separate?
a reality competition on Netflix. Correct.
There you go.
Are they going
Like
to
a
play
game show type?
Monopoly?
This is the wildest thing.
Kind of. I mean, it was like a version of Monopoly that they said it was going to be like a live action. It's probably more like a Survivor / Monopoly kind of thing.
So
they're not going to actually be playing the game like some Will.
I don't think they're going to be sitting there playing a board game. I don't think that's good. Yeah.
So do you know this? This is what the reason why I was going to go out to C2 for a couple of days, but the reason why I can't, I guess I could tell people this, is I'm going to. My son has been invited to a birthday, but it's at the Pistons game in a suite, so I'm going to that instead. Mm-hmm. And there's a Monopoly NBA game. Like you buy this Monopoly board, I guess, with players that comes with, and then you buy these packs. Like Panini, it's made from Panini. And they're like $30 for this packs. It's six packs inside a box, 4 in each one. And it's just like it's like Marvel trading cards, I guess. And the only reason I know is because we bought a couple of those boxes. They're $30 a piece.
Are the Pistons in the playoffs this year?
Watch yourself, son. Of course they are.
Hey, I'm just asking. I mean, the Sixers.
Yeah, we are. We're finally back.
The Sixers trying to hold on to their pick, so they're tanking, so they don't have to give up their top
again?
6 pick.
What is this? 10 years ago? What is this? How many years are you guys gonna do this, man?
Just this year, because Embiid decided I'm hurt, I can't play. Paul George, who they signed, decided, hey, my finger hurts, I can't play, and hell, even Maxey can't play.
Make money or die.
That's what I'm imagining. Black Spiders. It's going to be like a reality.
Game?
They're
not quite Squid Game level, but like the reality show Squid Game level.
Who's going to be the Monopoly man though? That's who I need to know.
Yeah, we don't know. I will definitely keep you posted when this just got announced. So
sports question, Pete, real quickly. Philly was the first openly tanking squad, right? Tanking for the pick. Yeah, with the Embiid stuff. Yeah, they were.
They weren't open, please. Like you're telling me, like it. What? Come on now.
New York wouldn't say they were doing it. Philly came out and were like, "We're doing it."
Be real. Like, come on. We
no. They're not the first team to take. No, Pete. They're not the first team to take it. They're the first team that openly were like, "Yes, we are 100% taking this for the pick."
Well, no, it was the first GM to admit that's what he was doing, and then they made the Sixers fucking fire him.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then hire a shitty. And then they made him hire the Colangelos out of Phoenix, and man, they screwed the whole thing up. They ruined the whole thing. Like Hinkie, he had a plan.
All right,
say whatever you want about the tanking plan of the process. It never got to finish. It never got to. They were like a year or so away from finishing.
So what you're saying is he didn't complete the process?
Yeah, the NBA stepped in and said, "No, we can't have this. Hire these guys," and then these guys ruined the whole thing.
You started. It's your fault.
Dub. I was checking the beer level on them. I was just checking the beer level. We put the feed in there. You can keep going.
It's
Skybound's Transformers Kickstarter hit a 1-day record.
Really?
They launched this Kickstarter $1.8 million in the first day, beating G.I. Joe, which was last year at $933.
G.I. Joe was better than this.
Yeah, well, G.I. Joe didn't make as much money as this one.
I didn't. I'll admit that. But I'm just saying the product looked better than this.
Oh yeah.
1.3 or 1.8 million, and it's one of the top 3 most funded campaigns in the history of Kickstarter.
Oh, there you go.
Remember it had the whole box. Like the G.I. Joe had the box and like the whole thing. It wasn't just red and purple. It was like they had all special box that you could get for your collected edition
with the artwork and everything. Color
artwork.
It's
cool.
Yeah,
you can go Joe or you can go Cobra.
Oh no, we didn't.
That's Kickstarter. All right, Marvel is giving. We're gonna get a Werewolf by Night Blood Moon Rise one shot.
Fuck me.
So this is done by Michael.
One shot is fine.
Michael Giacchino. He is the guy who did the TV show.
Okay, I was gonna say, why do I know that name? Okay, he did the show. Okay,
he did the show, so he's doing it, and then David Messina is doing the art, and then there's gonna be a backup story by Jason Liu, who is doing Jason Liu.
Lulu.
He's the writer of the current Werewolf by Night series.
The Red Band stuff.
Yeah, he's doing the Red Band stuff.
Nice.
So this will be out July 30th.
Lulu.
We've gotten the cover for all new Venom number 7.
What garbage?
It is an homage to Amazing Spider-Man Annual.
We see the homage.
We know what the homage is. The question is why?
Wait, what?
Oh, well.
But she's Venom.
Hey, spoiler alert, she's Venom. Yeah.
Yep.
In one of the stupidest final panels I've seen in a long ass time.
Hey, face it, Tiger. You hit the jackpot.
Oh, so stupid. Thank you. I actually forgot what the final was. I just remember it was stupid, and then thanks for reminding me, Pete. Hate you even more now. All right.
No, it could have been worse. I mean, I remember Barlord, we were having an argument about this, man. It could have been worse if it was Paul.
Yeah.
Paul sucks.
I picked up 5 just so the book everybody hates.
So Image 3 or Spawn 363 came out today.
Mm-hmm.
It has a cover price of $3.99, but it should have been $2.99. But it says $3.99 and people paid $3.99. But then Lunar sent out a note to the retailer that said, please only charge $2.99 because
they jumped the gun?
Mistake, yeah, because it's not going to happen till the end of May, where the new stuff is going to be.
Oh, I thought it was July. Really?
Yeah, good luck.
Maybe it's July. Sorry, 366 is when it's supposed to start.
Yeah. We're a couple issues away.
Yeah, you're right. Couple issues. Yep.
No, not one LCS ever saying they're giving that back.
So yeah, so it actually says the picture here only says $2.99, which is what it was supposed to be. But I guess today's had $3.99 price on.
Well, what did it ring up? What did it ring up? Hold on. What did it ring up in the POS?
I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever they programmed it to ring up.
Who the fuck is hand ringing up? Well, that's through Spot. That's not how that works.
My LCS just hand rings things up. They don't.
Same
everything by barcode.
Oh well. I mean, welcome to the 1950s. For those people, I get it, but for the majority of people, it just rings up $2.99. Yeah, because they probably have it through the system. Yeah, thank you. Because they probably scan it.
But again, it's set on the cover though. It's printed $3.99.
Who gives a shit? But you couldn't tell LCS's. Those people don't know what the price of the comic book is.
Hey, dude, this goes back to the days to the comic shop that moved to the outlet mall. They gave me that Spawn thank you book for free because you know what it said on the front of it?
0 free.
It said free.
Yeah.
And I pulled it off the table and said, "How much is this?" And they said, "Well, it says free, so I guess it's free." And I said, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Thank you, variant.
All right. What's next?
All right. Here's some new printings. Let's talk about Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Nope.
The all new Venom 5. And there's a picture of the Daredevil Cold Day in Hell.
Nope.
We got some black and white Panosian. We got some black and white Frank Miller, which is actually not awful. No, that Daredevil cover looks like an actual cover, not the nonsense where all of his.
I'm not sure. I believe that's the ratio variant for the Daredevil. It's definitely the ratio variant for the Deadpool book. That's a Dan Panosian.
He's got some. Oh, there's that final thing that Pete wanted.
Nope.
No.
All right.
Panosian, there's a regular, and then there's the 1 in 100 variant. So yeah, the black and white makes sense that it's the variant for that book.
Dan Panosian was just announced for Motor City Comic Con. In case anybody cares.
Shout out Dan Panosian. Shout out Motor City Comic Con.
I'm a big fan.
DC.
See if we can get Aubrey on that
Sonic.
list.
DC and Sonic #1 second print and open order variant. The Flash is an open order, not a ratio.
I kind of like that Flash Sonic.
Yeah, the Sonic.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that book. I'll be honest, I'm gonna get that book.
I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's definitely not a ratio, so you should be able to get it a cover.
Yeah, for sure.
Free for All. Patrick Horvath is getting a second print. The Blade Forger and Sister
where nobody sees.
Rater.
Yeah.
Sister Emperor. That's a Ghost related book for you Ghost band fans.
I tried listening.
Which one is Blade Forger?
Pandora.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Which one? Blade Forger?
No, Sister Imperator. That's related to the Ghost, the band Ghost.
The band Ghost. Like, man, I'm like, they've
got huge fans. Huge
Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I thought you were talking about Ghost Machine.
Definitely not Ghost Machine. It's from Dark Horse.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. It was kind of lame.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing.
Biscuits.
And then we have some new printings for Mark Spears Monsters, number 5, the 1 in 20 Evil Dead homage. And then these are the covers for the Sound Chip Transformers. And the third one, the white one, is a Void Rivals number 1 Sound Chip.
Wait, which one is the Void Rivals?
The white and with the Autobot symbol. Not the
Why? Why would you
Not
have
the red Autobot symbol?
Because they wanted to put a sound chip, but that's Jetfire. The first one is Optimus. The red one is Optimus. The Decepticon is Starscream. The white one with the red symbol is Jetfire.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what they represent. The sound chip from the Void Rivals, which is a Jetfire, will be different than the Autobot one, allegedly. So I don't know what that means, but that's
if it's anything like how they did those Grar books, it's in
You
trouble.
guys saw. I tried. My one book wouldn't work. I kept opening and it wouldn't freaking make the sounds.
Mine did for like 3 times and then stopped working. So,
and it's going. The noise will be the transforming sound.
I think Bruce had the only good one. His worked every time he opened the book.
And
that
with
would be
that,
cool if it had the
what's the price of those going to be? Do you know? $10?
I
I'll wait till
don't
they're on
know
sale.
what the price is. I did not see.
I did not see.
I remember my buddy had always said that he wanted to be a DJ and he wanted to play the Transformer sound every time he changed songs. Like
that'd be awesome.
And then you would go.
For those people that missed it, we had a guest on earlier today, and he didn't deny that he hired Kirkman and made him the star he is. So feel free to do that. And then has his brother doing an exclusive for him too coming out. So check out what's the name of the book? Dang, I forgot. The new version of East and West.
Free Planet.
Free Planet. Thank you very much.
Free Planet. FOC. This weekend. Well, Monday, I guess, would be the final order cutoff. But I'm trying to remind you,
the sound card books are $20.
Get out of town! There's no way in hell I'm spending $20.
I quit. I fucking quit.
Granted, I think the Godzilla ones were like $12 at Midtown, and I think that's where I got mine.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right, let's get into take it or leave it.
All right, well, I'm gonna do it comic book wise first because I switched it up to go comic book. So we're gonna do it like this.
Take it or leave it.
So we're gonna go with our comic book reviews first, and
Please.
our first book we're gonna start with the Marvel side of things.
The Marvel
look
side
at
of things.
Storm number 7, 50th anniversary for Storm. Her first appearance in Giant Size X-Men number 1.
So is she going to be the Silver Surfer?
I don't know what that was about.
I kind of liked it though, but it
Like
looked
I
her
liked
hair
the
was
Silver Surfer opening, and then it
I
kind
thought
of
you
went
would.
away. I'm like, wait, he took on Surtur's sword, and
I'll tell you this: I like the team she's with. I like the way they ride them. I kind of dig it. Somebody in the chat's been telling us to read Storm, and I've just been like,
I've been liking Storm. I've been reading Storm this whole run.
I like the team. I like the whole hookup. I like everything they're doing with it. I think it's a great team because it's hard to get, a team around her sometimes. But fuck, it's good. They did a good job. Like it. Thumbs up.
Fair enough.
Star Wars Shift Part was good. Did you read it, Doug?
I don't know if I screwed up my order here, but we're gonna roll with what I got.
Roll with what you got.
Roll with what I got. So you're thumbing up. I'm thumbing up. I enjoyed this. Like I said, it was kind of fun.
I might go back and read the other
more stuff. We got some God fights going on. So
yeah, it was fun. I don't know if I like the ending. I almost gave it away. Thank God I didn't. But
the ending, it's just leading into the next book. You kind of figured it was going to happen. Anyway, we're going to go on over to a book that Marco referenced in his Under the Radar and go over to G.I. Joe for the silent issue. I think we need more of these.
No, absolutely not.
Really? I like reading a silent issue. I don't need text. Just tell me the story through panels.
It was just about a bomb going off.
Well, that's what this one was about. There's a bomb, so we had the countdown.
Dude, I'll tell you this: it was sold out at the first LCS I was at. By
I went with this is the B cover, by the way. I went with the B cover because I
didn't get either the A, which sucked because I wanted the A or B. I had to buy the 1 in 10 and read the 1 in 10.
Well, the 1 in 10 is a black and white of the A cover.
I know it sucks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't like black and white.
Yeah, so I spent $10 on this bullshit.
Mm.
So maybe that's why I'm a little bent. However, I will say this.
I liked it.
Well, this is the other problem. They only used red. They only used red and black through the whole book also.
Well, all right. I will also preface this that I have nonstop free time and playing nothing but Assassin's Creed Shadows and trying to be a ninja the last
Crook it
2
down.
weeks. So this kind of hit me right where I've been at.
Crook it down, because I don't want to see more of it. I'm not saying it was that bad. I probably would give it a crooked up, but I see what they're doing and I don't want any more of it, so I'm giving it a crooked down.
Well, you don't need any more of it. You're getting a different one.
Just wait till you do. Just wait till they do the Storm Shadow one. Just wait till they do. What's his name on that was showed up in this book? Wait till they do.
Well,
who
they're
else
doing 5. They're doing 5. We had Beachhead. We had Jinx.
Was Beachhead a silent issue too?
Beachhead, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're doing 5 silent issues. Beachhead was the first one. He was the G.
No more.
He's the I. I can't remember who the other 3 are, but there's 3. Oh, Spirit is one of them. There's a Spirit issue. That's one of them.
Please don't.
I'm just telling you. There's 5. There's 5.
I didn't read that.
And
I should have
25 will form a connecting cover G.I. Joe set.
Nope. I'm passing on any of the rest.
My full-on overrides your crooked down. I don't know.
How is G.I. Joe spelled with Spirit?
Not with Spirit. G.I. Joe.
The cover of the book has a G.
Yeah, like the cover for Beachhead had just a G.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
And it took this cover and put him in a G. This has an I, and it's just this cover with her inside the I, and then they'll go on with the rest.
All right. Well, you know what we got to say about this. What do you got, Dub? Anything?
I didn't love this, but I also didn't hate it. So
yeah, feel that way. Kind of feel that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to give it a thumbs down because it's G.I. Joe and I like Jinx, so I got to give it a crooked thumbs up.
Nope.
Yep.
There you go. Look at that. There. See?
Crooked thumbs up.
Here, you're gonna pick this up. I mean, again, it wasn't great. It's
you got to remember, I paid $9 for the book.
Well, that's on you, and I don't like the black and white. The black and white's the worst of the 4.
Now, I probably would have paid $2 for it. I would have been okay with it, but
you paid $9 for the worst cover. That sucks.
This is like a dollar.
A is 2.
This should have been a $1 book. If it was a $1 book, I think I could deal with it. All right, what's next?
All right, well, let's go on over to DC,
please,
and let's look at.
By the way, Green Lantern Corp good again this week. Guys.
No, let's go. Well, we didn't do Green Lantern Corp. We're doing Fire and Ice. You picked Fire and Ice for us this week.
Well, I didn't even pick this. This was a suggestion. Fuck the person that suggested this. Fuck you.
Who suggested it?
I'm not gonna say. They don't even deserve having their name mentioned. This was dog shit. What's Polaris doing
on the Welcome to Smallville miniseries that they had?
This
apparently
is so bad. Oh my god, I would pass on this too, dude. I
didn't realize they switched powers.
It wasn't powers. They switched all bodies and everything.
Well, that was dude, now you're ruining the whole issue.
Who cares? This thing sucked. This thing. What was the thing called? What's the one where they switch body swap with the mom?
Freaky Friday.
I think they even called it Freaky Friday.
That's exactly the point of what they did.
Because both of them who are drawn with this, I swear to God, guys, you ready for the premise? Both of them got the same boob drawing in there, and then one says, "I want to have the boobs of the other chick," so they swap.
That's not what she said. She said, "It's like I want my." Was it we?
I want 34C Perky tits,
and I want Perky C's. And then they switch bodies, and she's like, "Oh, these are pretty perky."
Oh my god, this was horrible. Thank you, Barlord. Thank you for the obvious. Please don't suggest shit like this again. Not him, but whatever. Down.
I'm crooking up because I still thought it was funny.
It's fucking terrible. This book is fucking horrendous.
I got your thumbs down. Dub, did you get to this one?
Monkey paw my ass.
I wish I would have read something else.
Yeah. Shout out Green Lantern Corps this week.
Yeah, I mean, the art was like trying to look good, and I didn't like the art on it either. It was like weird cell shading. and
Gotcha.
I didn't love it. I can't. Usually I'm not gonna tell you, hey, at least the art was good and stuff, and this is a crooked thumbs down.
That's fine. Full.
Yeah, you know what? I got to give this a full thumbs down because I am not going to read the next issue. No.
Yeah, my crooked thumbs up. I'm probably not reading the next issue either, but I still thought it was kind of funny.
I can't.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh,
but at the same time, I didn't know who half these characters were. Like, I didn't know who the dude who owned the bar in the wheelchair was. Who the goddamn the gorilla girl,
the bouncer girl, or what? Oh, that's a girl. I don't care.
Yeah, in the bouncer of the bar, and then at the hairdresser. Like, I didn't know any of the characters. I didn't read the last miniseries.
I mean, it was like a dollar store Donkey Kong.
It was.
He had a barrel and everything.
And it was like Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong's like, I could take Rod.
Diddy could take that guy.
Like, I don't know, Diddy. All right. Absolute Batman, number 7. It's been a while.
The art is fucking horrible.
I didn't get to this one. I'm sorry.
I disagree with you there.
Not all of it. No, I liked all of it except for how they draw Batman. Sorry, my bad. How they draw Bruce Wayne is bad.
Well, he's.
I like the thing with I like the characters. How they did the shadowing characters when he's talking to them. Okay, so the one character Sub-Zero, right?
Sub-Zero. This ain't fucking.
Not Sub-Zero. I mean, no, Mr.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, it's Freeze, but
Freeze. Because why do they say Zero in the book? I didn't get that part.
Well, it's Mr. It's Victor Freeze. Well, it's actually not Victor Freeze.
No, it's not Victor Freeze.
It's their son.
Yeah,
which was a different take,
which is weird.
But then it was the whole. I didn't.
The match thing was kind of weird. Because
I'm just going before we continue. I'm just going here. I'm crooked up because I did like it, but I didn't love it.
I'm going to give it a crooked thumbs up too because I didn't. The reason why is because I'm going to read the next book.
Yeah, like
because I don't know.
I didn't love the take on Freeze. That's the weakest part of it. And I also didn't. I'm still having a problem with.
Does he have the Black Death or something? Black Plague?
I think it was just freeze. I think that's what they're just trying to go with the frostbite kind of thing. Because if you have frostbite, your hand could turn black.
But wait, I thought Freeze was one of the guys that was in the alley.
But he wasn't. I don't know. That's the other thing.
That's why I'm reading. That's why I'm going to crooked because I'm going to read one more book.
I hate the idea of all these villains being like childhood friends. It's just kind of stupid to me. And then they factor in how is Matches Malone now all of a sudden a separate character? Like all of a sudden is Matches Malone a person we need to follow?
Well, we don't need to follow him anymore. Spoiler alert.
We don't need to follow him anymore.
Not anymore. Spoiler alert. But I still don't even know what happened to Matches Malone, to be honest.
They played a game, and it's like, why?
By the way,
over there? I don't know.
Here's the part that's fun. This is why I'm almost. The more I talk about, I'm probably put down. We haven't explained it why Matches Malone wants matches.
Well,
they said, you know why he wants matches. You know the story behind that one, right?
He's good. He's good at some game they played.
Wait, is that what it was? I
think it was because he was good at their little
bonding.
The alley.
Sorry. Well, we didn't spoil anything.
I don't think. Oh, maybe he was upset.
I don't know. Dub, what do you got before I?
Continue? I didn't get to this one.
Oh,
we
probably could have used you because I feel weird putting taking on this now.
Yeah, well, it's something. I mean, I'm taking it to try to figure out what happens next. I think this is what he's saying
too. But
by the way, we did get. I don't know.
I'm also I'm just not really. I'm still
Barlord, I think you missed something in that book. Maybe
it's like this Batman. I can't.
No, the Batman sucks, dude.
I can't let it go. This absolute Batman. Apart from the fact that I hate the stupid axe thing on his chest.
That his face is like round like a pumpkin.
I don't like the stupid.
He looks like a
Batmobile that's like a damn dump truck.
I don't have a problem with that. Don't have a problem with
that. That I don't like. But apart from like. I get it. You want to make it seem like he's this huge hulking figure, but I look at a cover like this. Look at how big his foot is, and look at how small his hand is.
Yeah, except for then when they show him and his head grows into the fucking size of Uranus.
Well, because he's got to be huge, so he's gonna have a huge head.
Yeah, but it's not like a head. It's just like they took a anus or Uranus
around
and
like
they
he's
put it
in
on
the
his head.
world's strongest man competition all the time.
Could you imagine if you just had some big ass round head? I mean, like, who would walk around with a big ass round head?
What?
Well, you can't control it, the shape of your
What's he
head.
supposed to do with this?
It looks like it's like Charlie Brown. It's like a different version of Charlie Brown here.
If anything, he probably worked out to fill out to meet his head. So I was like, well,
dude, you didn't need to make him like round headed. I think people
look weird.
Like, his head looks super weird.
Yeah, well, if you look at his face, I know like it's a giant head with a tiny little face in the middle.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like a jack-o'-lantern.
Like yeah, right, like a jack-o'-lantern, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a planet, you know, the
Yeah,
moon,
but like
and then you got eyes. You drew eyes on the moon. Anyways, let's get off this book.
All right, anyway, we'll
read
get
it
off
or
this
don't.
book. It's just not my favorite of the absolute. And again, I'm not.
Frozen Font looks nice.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. But anyway, all right, let's go with.
Dude, come on. Look at the inside and then look at the guy's head. I don't know.
All right, well, we got a retro book.
I mean, we're not trying to shame people that got round, fat heads, but we're just.
Oh yeah, some people got big heads.
They look weird.
You got to buy those size 8 hats.
Or you could just cut off the sleeves on your shirt and put it on your head.
Well, you could
Cover
do
your
that
bald
if you
spot.
want to just ruin a shirt, but I don't need to ruin shirts to make masks and hats.
Let's go. What's up next?
We've got Superman 233 facsimile treatment this week, where we got not only a regular facsimile, we got a foil version, we got a sketch version, and a Marvel Superpowers special cover.
None of them were 15 cents. I'll tell you that much.
But they weren't 15 cents. But apart from the fact of the cover that they did in 4 different ways,
they literally this. I get this.
How about the guts
1971.
of this thing? Let's read.
I get it's the 70s. I get it's the 70s. But you can't tell me any of those stories are good. You can't tell me one of those stories is good.
What do you mean
Not
they tried to make kryptonite go away?
And then he double fist punches through a plane, and then
Oh, how about the time? How about when the villain had a rock of kryptonite and he bit into it like an apple?
Or how about the time where we decided to create a golden spaceship out of gold?
Well, that was on the Krypton. That was a whole separate issue.
I mean, like I do like that they gave you like 3 stories, or 2 stories, and then a Saturday morning. Well, you had the Saturday morning cartoon in there too. I like that. I also like shout out the last thing we had one of those growing up as a kid, the Hot Wheel like center that the cars would go up and then go to its parking garage. Shout out that still have it, as a matter of fact.
But we're not talking about the ads in the book.
Shout out the ads, really dope. Stuff I still want to buy. I'm sending it in right now.
Work on the comic book. Kurt Swan, who is classic Superman artist. That's not my problem. It was just kind of, I want to say it's a little bit of a dumb premise. Like all of a sudden, kryptonite, not a problem.
Yeah, dumb. This book's stupid.
But
people love to buy it.
Was there a treasury version of this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's a Millennium versions of this too. There's
I
know there was a treasury version back in the day. I didn't know if there was a re-release of a treasury.
I don't know if they re-released.
Oh, today. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah.
I don't know about a re-release treasury, but yes, I do remember the old.
There definitely was one. This art of Superman has been used in like so many DC things.
If you want to know if Superman's a good character, if it sucked and how long it sucked, it definitely sucked in the 70s because you can pick this book up and it'll prove it.
Well, this was 1971. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you up but crooked because I mean it's not awful. It's just not great. The story's kind of silly. We're just getting rid of kryptonite.
Not silly, it's stupid. Quarter thumbs down. Quarter thumbs down. And just out of respect of how many times I've sold this book for good money. Quarter thumb down.
Dub.
And also, I love the paper quality DC's using for this, by the way.
I gotta give this a thumbs down.
You are the tiebreaker.
I can't.
Yeah, it just was not good.
That's fine.
The ads are the best
tried
thing.
to argue the other side.
I literally can't.
Ads are the best thing. This does not hold up.
Full or crooked, Dub?
Crooked.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it doesn't ultimately matter, but still, I mean, for posterity's sake. Yeah, it's honestly not that classic of an issue. I mean, it's just
no, it was filler waste.
It was just the cover people love.
Just
a cover buy. Let's just be honest.
Inside sucks. All right, what's next?
Well,
I actually, by the way, think the paper quality that DC is using to do these reprints is better than the actual paper quality of this book.
Maybe.
No, I'm telling you, the paper quality they're using to do the reprint on the interiors are better than the paper quality of this book.
Oh, well, okay. All right, well, we only got one thing left, so let me run the thing.
No, I didn't get the foil. I'm talking just the regular, but okay.
Yeah, we've only got one thing left to watch for this week, and it is the penultimate issue, the second to last.
Oh, we also did
last before the last, Daredevil episode 8. Before we wrap up next week with episode 9. Does anybody want to start?
There's one character that I do not understand why he is in this thing. And I think stupid and whatever, but it was a good episode.
Really? Who are you talking about?
I have a question before we get too deep into this episode. I missed last week, and I have a question about. We had 2 episodes last week.
Sure.
And you guys probably, I think you guys talked about it a little bit, but so there was 2 episodes, and was it because the one episode we got in the bank?
Well, last week wasn't 2. Last week was just 1, wasn't it?
I thought it was 2 last week.
No, it was 1.
It was 2 the week before.
It was the week before.
2 the week before, where we had the bank robbery, and then we had a follow-up.
Right.
And then the one episode we had last week was just the follow-up to that secondary episode with Muse.
Kind of a throwaway. Yeah.
Right. What I want to talk about is
Muse bit.
Yeah, the bank robbery episode.
The bank robbery episode was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so that episode is what I have a question about. So that one really didn't fit in the whole thing.
Because and from what I've read, I think that was part of the original.
That was my question. Okay.
The original run, they said, hey, we don't need to reshoot this one. It fits.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, it was okay episode.
It was the bottle episode.
Okay. It was right in the middle and kind of.
Yeah, it's like all takes place. It's just moment in time. We'll put it over.
I kind of just want Daredevil's girlfriend to get shot in the head.
Yeah, I don't like her either.
I don't like her,
Paige
but it doesn't make sense.
Where's Elektra?
Wait, which one's Paige?
Paige is gone.
They made her the new Ben Urich, the girl from True Blood, the redhead.
Oh,
what does she do there?
What? She was in this. She was at the beginning. Remember, she was hanging out. She met with Matt after Foggy, and she was like, "I'm in San Francisco now." Remember?
Oh yeah, okay.
She was in the Punisher series too. Like they've kind of in the Netflix show. They kind of made her.
Oh, I forgot. I am saying, where was she in this one? I see it now.
Oh yeah, no, she wasn't in this episode at all.
Okay,
I'm just saying I don't like her, and like as of for Matt, like as a interest.
I love it. Besides that, I kind of like what they did here. Wish they would have done an episode or 2 sooner. But that's actually not even the character. I just want to see her get shot in the head. I do have a question about a certain villain and how that villain. I will take it offline because I'm not going to spoil it. But it left something. I think this episode leaves a lot of, if you just watch it on its merit, don't slow anything down, don't go back and watch anything. It leaves a lot of questions on how things got done and who is the good guy, who is the bad guy. It's something that Aubrey said earlier. He said people got mad at Iron Man because he thought he backstabbed him. But if you actually look at what Millar was trying to do, he was trying to say that Cap was actually the we're not breaking any lines, like unreasonable about anything, where Iron Man, and through that pair of view,
a different perspective, if you take it from a different lens, that from
a certain point of view,
that guy in the story.
Yeah. Yeah, from a certain point of view. And I think if you look at this, there's a part in this where I was like, I wonder if we're looking at this and maybe there isn't any, like, you know how they always say vigilantes, the reason why they're vigilantes and not bad guys is because although they do things the wrong way, they do the right thing. And I'm thinking now that they are doing something where they keep saying, we got to get rid of vigilantes or any type of bad guy or whatever. And it's really, there is no difference between the bad guys and the vigilantes. I mean, you see it with the Punisher Corps. You know what I mean? Like, those guys are not, I mean, you can call them vigilantes.
Good guys. To begin
Yeah,
with.
but they're called they call them right there in the group a vigilante squad. They are not
the anti-vigilante task force, but they're
they're vigilantes and the anti-vigilante task force. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. They are doing exactly what the vigilantes are doing to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. But like, it's not just them. I'm saying in general without trying to. I guess what I was getting.
I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to ruin things, but this goes back to
like when they killed off White Tiger, right? But he was supposed to be a vigilante. But like, was he a vigilante, or was he just a bad dude who dressed up and thought he was doing the right thing?
He wasn't a bad dude. He was helping.
Yeah, so you say, but like from a certain point of view,
now you're taking the angle that we had Gordon taken at the end of Batman Begins, when he was like, look, we put you in the mix. Now all of a sudden it's going to escalate on the other side. And now we're going to get dudes like the Joker as bad guys, or dudes like the Muse as bad guys. He was like,
right,
if you could put a mask on and just go do what the hell you want, I'm going to put a mask on and do what
I
want.
I'm not even saying that, but is the mask, like Kingpin has a mask on? His mask is being the mayor. And I think this episode certainly showed that is a mask. And then is Daredevil, even though he's not, is Matt Murdock now in that world, is Matt Murdock the Mask? Is the current version of him the Mask?
Yes.
Right.
I would agree. I would say yes. I would say he's trying to live to the Mask right now because of what happened in.
That's not what sticks. That's not what the vigilante. That's not what they're referring to.
He is trying to live to I will do things the right way, and that's what at the point of this. Again, I'm trying not to spoil things.
That's not what I'm saying. No,
he's like, look, why is this ain't right? Like, what we're doing ain't right.
No, what I'm saying is, with vigilantes, the reason why they're vigilantes is because at some point they cross a line, right? They cross a line that should not be crossed. They cross a moral line.
Yes, but it's beyond just the vigilantes.
And they use justice for it. No, I think in here there was a scene. I think something happened in this episode where Matt Murdock crossed a line that should not have been crossed. And the only reason he did it was because he thought it justifies the means to an end.
What, in the prison? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Well, I don't want to ruin
No, fair enough. I'll give you that. But at the same time, I think you also got to acknowledge what
there's a level of frustration that he had. Was not
a personal level.
I don't think
no.
With that character.
No, I'm saying I don't think that was a level of frustration. I think that was a setup so something else could happen.
Well, yeah, they had to do that for what happened to happen.
No, but I think he knew it. I think he knew what was going to happen. I don't
know. Well, possibly.
I think he did that to allow something else to happen, and he knew it. It's part of the deal. Go back and watch that now that I'm telling you. It's a deal that he made. In the prison, he made a deal with somebody, and he fulfilled his end of the deal.
Maybe. I'm still going back to this, just his frustration with what he's been doing. He's been trying to do things the right way, and then he brings up the dude with the crunch and munch or whatever the fuck, the stealing the popcorn. He's like, this guy's going to jail for stealing popcorn, but meanwhile, this douchebag's getting off by saying, I didn't know what was going on, when he knew he was ripping off teachers. Like again, I don't.
But that's where I'm saying, like, that's exactly what I'm saying. So he's saying he's going to pick and choose now. Does a crime look? And I'm not saying personally you should send people fucking to jail for stealing popcorn, man. I get it. But what I'm telling you is I think they're trying to reference that stuff to show he's now being judge, jury, and executioner. And if the means to the end means
no,
it doesn't
realistically,
matter.
why they're doing this is for him to easily justify him putting the fucking mask back on. I mean, not to spoil things, but I mean, realistically, that's why they're doing what they're doing.
He's losing faith in all of the things.
Exactly. He's losing faith in what he's doing. Hey, I can do this right way, like Foggy wanted me to do. And then meanwhile, while I'm doing what Foggy wanted me to do, I got to defend this dickhead. And this guy's going to jail for stealing fucking snacks.
I think
the right way.
Meanwhile,
I'm going to put on the mask.
Hold on.
And do what the hell I need to do.
I think he knew every point that was going to come up to the ending. And then at the last minute, he decided to get a moral compass again. Like literally the last second. So that's all set up that he knew all that was going to happen. He gave up. He just said, fuck it. He gave up all the way and set that whole thing up till the ending. Think about it. He said,
I don't think he did. I know what you're saying. I know he could have, but I don't think that is what he did. I think he just reacted in the moment and did what the right thing.
Because that's not how his fucking superpower works.
What do you mean? He realized something was there and he reacted.
Yeah,
and did the right thing.
What he thought happened didn't, so he found out the truth minutes before. And then was able to. He had to change course.
Yeah, because
my only question is, I mean, I get it.
But what I'm saying is, I think he set that scenario up, right? So I think he set the scenario up for that to happen. If you're setting that scenario up for happening, how the person got in the position where they need to be in the position without saying anything, then you had to know that somebody else is going to have to die. Not one, not two, or it doesn't matter actually. How to get the one person there does not matter how you get there. You do not care. And at that point, that's the point, you don't care because you want to set it up for that position, for that last bit to happen. Then there is no moral. You're not a morally obligated vigilante anymore. Well, you've lost your morals. And then when he finds out the difference, he realizes that, and that's what's going to force him back to the mask because he's now made the mistake of the mistake he should never make, which teaches the lesson that you should never lose your morals. Thank you, Dub. You're exact. So I that is what I thought, but good. Well, sorry for that. We can talk about it afterwards because I don't want to
talk about it afterwards because we're not making sense talking to everybody with.
Yeah, I mean, because realistically, what you're talking about losing the moral. I mean, realistically, in episode 1, he did something outside of his morals when he did what he did in chucking somebody off a goddamn rooftop. Right. But
yeah, that's bad. But that's what he did this episode. That was directly affected.
Tell me that what he did this episode is worse than what he did then.
He did. I think he did. I think it was because I think innocent people died because of what he did this episode.
Well, that may be the case, but
the guy he threw off the fucking building was not innocent.
Still on the person who did the murdering that the murders would be attributed.
Well, it would be him. You know what I mean? Like it's directly him. So, all right.
I still
thumbs up.
This
I'm thumbs up. I really like this episode.
My only problem is at the end. I get it from an aesthetic viewpoint. It looks cool to have blood on a suit,
right?
But it doesn't make any sense because for that blood to happen, that means a bullet would have to pass through, which would hit the person behind him for blood to end up on the other side.
Fair.
That's all. That's my only problem. I get it from, it looks cool. But for that to happen,
what if he flipped around? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't care about that. All right, thumbs up for me.
For that to happen, means
give away the ending. Why are we just talking to open now that Pete's just giving it all away? All right,
I'm not. But if you know, then you know. If you don't know, then you will be able to figure.
I give this a thumbs up. I've been a huge fan of this series all the way through. There's been some low points, but for the most part, this has been really well done. Well done.
And Margaret, you say thumbs up as well. So. Again, we only got one left.
I'm just wondering where they're gonna, where the cliffhanger is gonna be, where they leave it off. So
we got one more episode before we get a break till next week.
I'd assume that there's gonna be a lot of people. It was all a dream. I used to read What Up magazine.
No,
having D up in the limousine. Well, not everybody could be dead because they just said that not everybody's dead. So, plus,
nobody's dead.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody of import is dead.
Yeah. Later. All right, guys. Thank you. Make sure you check out all the fine shows. WW, do your thing.
I got a quick,
check out the stuff before for Aubrey links.
Tomorrow night, talk about Carlito's funeral services. That crazy spear from Braun Breaker.
Dude, that was a spear.
He went flying.
Wait, Carlito, the guy with the big, all the hair and everything?
And
Yeah. But little boy Steiner was full speed running down that aisle.
Not even in the ring. Like, oh my god, that was crazy.
Wait, he did what?
Carlito, like he's
Carlito, the guy that had the like afro.
Yes,
they brought that guy back.
Yes,
yeah, is he like
back.
50
he's
now?
He's been character, secondary character.
He's just he's not like doing a lot.
He's not a main player.
Well, I guess it didn't work out with that song, "Body Rockin' in the USA."
Braun Breaker, he lit him up running down that road.
It didn't work out, bro.
Wow, it was impressive looking. It played well.
I get made fun of every time I like that. I know exactly.
Shout out, Dub.
Also, that spear. You should watch that spear, Marco, because you like.
I will. Right now. I'm gonna pull it up. Let's put it on the channel.
So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock on the Absolute Geek channel.
Oh yeah,
spear.
Braun Breaker spear.
Yeah,
Carlito. So check that out. And then Friday
next week they got the WrestleMania preview because next week we got WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's next week too. That's right.
I'll try to hop on. We'll see if I can get in there.
So much going on that day. It's crazy.
I know. There's a lot.
Let me see what I got here.
Friday night, 9 o'clock is the CBSI Hot 10 show right here on Rennavision.
Yeah, that list that nobody cares about.
That nobody.
Oh, I didn't say that. Oh, dude, he almost. Carlito got scared. Oh, he got scared. He tried to get out of the way.
Lit up.
He tried. No, dude, you gotta watch it slow mo. He tried to get out of the way, bro.
Well, because he saw how fast.
Hey, yo, I'm not saying he's wrong. That's the move you made. You got to watch it slow mo. You see Carlito go shit his pants. He tries to get out of the way and still misses it.
Too late. Saturday, actually right after the Hot 10 show, check out the boys, The Qualified. They will have the outside looking in.
They've got 3 new artists they want to spotlight for you guys. So
awesome.
They got a handful of artists they want to show off.
Oh, this is kind of cool. What's the purple guy from McDonald's?
The Hot 10. I'm sorry.
Grimace? Grimace is part of Minecraft. That's kind of fun. All right.
All the new toys? Yeah, there's a bunch of new toys.
No, the commercial was cool when he was.
Oh.
I'm going to watch this Braun Breaker thing. You got to watch one in slow mo.
Saturday, Pete will have Dollar Bin Digging.
Yeah, I'll have Dollar Bin Digging. There's no SNS this week or next week. The boys need a break, holidays and all. So I will be filling it with Dollar Bin Digging the next 2 weeks probably.
Dude, how are you going to do that old man like that? He ain't party rocking anymore.
And then Sunday night, it will be the Star Wars show, Tales of the Dark Side. I don't know.
The boys say they're going to have some. Yeah, I might. I don't know. It's kind of like they're in a flight. Hey, I want to shout out.
Did we show this? Well, hold on. Did we? I see Dub. Did you load in this absolute Batman picture?
Oh yes, I did. I forgot. I did. I did.
Yep.
That's horrible.
What is tiny little face on the huge
tiny
head.
face Batman.
Oh my god!
And if he didn't have his hair in his face, it'd be have a bigger head.
Hey, so I got a question real quickly. Think about it for next week when we come back. I'll tell you how it goes. Obviously, I have house guests while I'm gone. We don't leave the compound alone. So we got 3 house guests. Now, I have already secured a lot of my safes out of this zone. I've taken stuff to the bank, to the deposit for other stuff. That was one of the pauses. We had to make sure we had the keys for all the stuff. The question is, the house guests, right? I trust them. I do. But do you still leave a baby cam and or do you just say no? Because the house guests are in their 20s and it wouldn't be like I left because I don't trust them, but it's what are they going to do? And odds are they're probably just going to order a bunch of food and drinks and hang out and, the normal stuff. But also, this is the other part. We've asked them specifically to only use 2 of the 4 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms in that, because this is used as a bedroom. It's the office. They're not allowed in here. So the rest of the bedrooms that we have, we've asked them to stay out of the kids' bedrooms, the kid bedroom, and then obviously the master suite, right? That's not unreasonable.
Well, no,
that's
there's
not
no need.
unreasonable.
No, there's no
reason
need
for them to go.
there. Like if you're
Yeah.
watching somebody's house, there's certain rooms you don't have to go into.
Yeah, so it's only 3 rooms. Like they have a lay of the whole rest of the house. Yeah, but this is what I figured happened. And here's part number 2, because my wife had brought it up today. This is something we were figuring over. We were getting rid of all the food that's not frozen, so we'll have nothing in the fridge. But like, it's boys and girls. It's a mix of 20-year-olds. Do we supply them? Do we have to secure the booze first off? And do we supply them
booze? Well, that could be tricky.
I mean, they are within the drinking age, but like,
no. But
I just don't want them drinking all my booze.
Then you're asking for you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, like they're after. Here's the problem: they're not college kids. They're not college kids either. They're like in their 20s, so they have jobs. They can afford their own shit. But all of a sudden,
well, it's a nice thing. You can get something nice for them. You can get a.
You don't have to stock a full bar,
but
bottle.
Exactly. You don't have to stock a full bar. You can have whatever you like. But
what I'm saying is, if I come home and all the Blattons and all the what's the scotch that and the one scotch she likes is gone, I might have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. If you want to get like, hey, I got you guys a bottle of Glenfiddich, or I got you guys a case of some IPA.
If you
I don't know. You find out what they like.
Expectations. If you,
I want them to drink all the bullshit from last summer, like the seltzers.
Ask them what they like, and you can get them what they want.
You tell them this is what you're allowed to have. Don't mess with this stuff. Make your expectations clear.
But you know how this is going to go. They're going to click, and they're going to put water in my Blattons, and then I'm going to have to kill somebody.
That's what's going to happen. Yes. That will, yeah.
So I rather know if they drank the shit. I don't know.
So you want them to leave notes? You want some little Kramer Post-its? Like you know the sound of you opening a soda can? That's the sound of you buying an entire soda. When you pierce the skin of a fruit, that's you buying the whole fruit.
But I also want to get rid of all the seltzers. So can I just say, like, hey, you can only drink seltzers in my house? But see, the problem is they're going to get hammered on seltzers. And
that's when you just encourage, hey, help yourself to any of the seltzer.
Yeah, but what I'm wondering is if then they think that's going to mean they can be helped themselves to anything.
Here's what I'll tell you. I mean, granted, this has nothing to do with the age that I am now. But if at any point in my life, if I had to house sit for anybody, and I would know I was going to be staying at their house, I would not expect for them to feed me. I would be expecting that I'm probably going to have to feed myself. But anything I was told that I was allowed to have, well, then I might partake.
Well, okay, so they're getting an extra $200 for food. Like they're getting $200 for food.
That's fine. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'd be fine with that. Like if I'm just ordering out, I'm getting a pizza, I'm getting wings, I'm getting whatever. I'm not going to be worried about cooking so much. Because I don't want to have to do your dishes.
Yeah, I don't want to do my dishes either. I don't want to touch them.
You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing. I don't want to do somebody else's dishes.
I got very expensive. Dub would know this. I have very expensive.
Buy a bag of paper plates.
I don't know.
Oh, paper plates.
Buy paper plates. Buy plastic silverware. Buy paper cups, and leave that all out on the counter so it's easily seen.
Oh, fair.
Easily accessible, so they know to use that stuff. And they won't touch your dishes.
Or should I just put it on the? I got like a 16-person like.
Well, no, because if you put it out there, like Dub said, you buy like you pack of plates and whatever. You'd be like, look,
I'll buy the plastic.
I'm not having to worry about doing any dishes. Just use this shit and throw it away. Like I don't want to worry have to be doing any work.
Well, because they're gonna be here for garbage day too, so I want them to take the garbage out on the garbage day and bring it back.
Don't use my stuff. It's implied. Don't use my shit. It's just
that actually works really well because then I want them to take the garbage out too because I don't want. Whatever fucking garbage. I don't want them to have 2-week-old garbage.
Well,
because sometimes people don't. Not everybody's like us. Sometimes people leave garbage, fucking whatever.
Yeah, well,
so that'll encourage them to take the bag.
Garbage day
you won't
is
smell
Tuesday.
it, so it's fine. Oh, it can last another week. You can't smell it in the cold, but yeah, it ain't winter anymore. It's warmer.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. That's cool, man. That's a good idea.
All right. We should have went to after hours for some of this conversation.
No, I mean that's good. That's kind of like these are the last things I'm trying to square away here. I mean, they're good. They're good young people. I mean, I trust them. That's not the problem. I just
like maybe you put the stuff that you really don't want touched, like her scotch and your Blanton's, and you put that somewhere else. Like, don't.
I'm not doing all that. It's too much, dude. It's
just a couple things. I'm just saying, like, don't take the whole
no,
thing.
No. There's like $300 bottles of wine and shit. I'm not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I'm not moving everything. There's like an Opus one over there. I'm not. Like, what are you gonna do? So it's like, okay, well,
maybe that's where you put the baby cam. So then you know. Just to know.
But I mean, what am I gonna do? Be mad that if I see them and then drinking it, I'm gonna be mad anyway. So like,
no, but like,
well, what I was more thinking is like,
I wouldn't
the water.
Again, if I was in somebody else watching somebody's house, if unless I was told that, hey, help yourself, I'm not gonna be cracking open bottles of wine. I don't know what the fuck they are.
But I guess what I'm saying is like,
I'm still not doing it. I'll go.
What
buy
I'm saying
my
is
own
like
white Zinfandel at the goddamn liquor store around the corner.
I understand shit happens, and like whatever, and if they're 20s, by that point you just take care of the problem. So if they take care of the problem, I think if I like videotape stuff, I'd go back and watch and be like, wait a minute, that's not how it happened. But I don't really care. I wouldn't care otherwise. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like a bottle of Blanton's fell or whatever, we drank it, whatever, fine. But if I'm like seeing you guys going like,
I just think the curious voyeur. I think the curious voyeur in me would only want the cameras up. So like, did they throw a party? What the hell went on? Hey, it ain't like, went on in my house.
Hold on now. It's not like, okay, as we have those people, it's not like we don't got people watching the people. You know what I mean? Like it ain't like our neighbor. Like we're very close to the neighbors, all the neighbors on our street, like very close, like grandson to their kids, or godsons and daughters. You know what I mean? And like we all know each other very well. So
that makes much more sense.
Yeah, godson. Sorry. So it's not like those people aren't coming by too.
Let's leave it there. We don't have to go too deep into this.
No.
We're it's 12:30 now. We've gone over 3 hours, which is more than I thought we were going to. I thought we were in a good clip there for a while.
We were. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in for everything. Shout out everybody. I'll see you when we get back. It's good to see them.
Dub and I will be back next week, and we'll have someone.
I'll try to come in. I'll try to say hi for you. It'll be a good day. I gotta go.
But yeah, check out all the stuff as we have on the normal schedule for this week, and I guess you guys all
have a happy Easter, everybody.
All right, later.
Peace.
Later.